right.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. It's the night before the election, and from what I've watched today, oh boy, we are going to have some people watching to do tomorrow night. Now, if you haven't heard, tomorrow night we knock out the goal. We're going to give you 2 hours of overtime. We're going to do an election coverage. We're going to watch some stuff. We'll probably watch some of the righties and watch some of the lefties and watch them all yell and scream about what's happening and this and that. I did go and watch our friend Tony Michaels this morning. I was down here working on stuff, getting everything done, and holy shit, that guy, that guy is losing his mind. He's, we can watch some of this during overtime tonight too, but he's doing that thing where he's coping. But while he's coping, he's also projecting strength. It's a really odd thing where, God, I don't even know how to put it. It's like, we'll watch it later tonight because I have no way of describing it. It's like watching a guy do a show who has nothing to say, doesn't know anything about the issues. Like, you can say whatever you want about the MSNBC people or CNN or Fox, no matter what your politics are. At least those people have read up. They kind of know what's going on. Tony Michaels looks like he read Democrat talking points off the back of a Denny's menu, and then he just regurgitated them out, said the F word way too much, and just did a fake tough guy act. Like, there's nothing worse than the political dork who wants to do the tough guy shtick. Like, yeah, I talk politics, but I'm also hardcore as fuck. It's like, no, you're not. Or you wouldn't be into politics. You wouldn't be into politics if you were like, yeah, I'm hardcore as shit, bro. No, you're into politics because you're a dork. Or you're trying a new life after you got busted for being a drug dealer. One of the two. I don't know. Take your pick. But I'm watching Tony Michaels, and I earmarked about 3 different clips of him from his show this morning. And I went, A, we're going to have some fun with this guy. And then B, we have to follow him on election night. Because he is in, and this is what I kind of love about this election, is one side is in complete meltdown mode, and the other side is just kind of nervously looking around going, I hope they don't somehow fuck us out of this one. Because, like, all the signs point to this should be an absolute slaughter for one side. Like, midterm elections are usually bad for the party in charge. Like, whoever's party has the president, they don't do as well in the midterms because people are just sick of their shit. But in this one, you have one side who's dog shit, and they've been terrible, and this country's in one of the worst places it's ever been, and they kind of know that. That's why they're running on fucking abortion while everybody's paying $8 a pound for bacon. They're sitting there talking about, don't you wish your daughter could kill a baby she gets knocked up with? And like, yeah, that's not really something I'm thinking about right now. And that side is melting down and like they're coming up with all these excuses before the votes are even counted. They're coming up with all these reasons why, this side's going to win because they're bad and they're nasty and people, like, it's kind of a weird thing they're running on. They're like, well, the only reason we're losing is because all these people we want to vote for us are fucking stupid. And you're like, whoa. I don't think a restaurant gets more people through the door by insulting the customers. Remember Kitchen Nightmares? They're trying to Amy's Baking Company their way into success in this election, and I don't think it's going to work. But we'll watch tomorrow night. We'll see where it goes. I'm just I'm one of those people who's just along for the ride. I'm one of these people in front of a microphone who can admit to you, I don't know enough about politics to go like head to head with these political guys and really duke it out about the election. Here's what I know. Things are bad. Things are difficult for people, and they don't want the people that are in charge right now in charge anymore. The people who are in charge right now want to talk about why you're a Nazi if you oppose cutting off kids' dicks, and they want to talk about like who should be able to kill a baby and until when, and like, it's just, I've never seen such a disconnect. But they're not leaning into their loss, that's for sure. They're definitely throwing out every excuse they can and every It's never good when you're coping before the votes have been counted. That's never a good sign. But anyway, welcome to tonight's show. I'm very excited. April will be here in a while. We've got a little surprise for you. We were in a McDonald's drive-thru with, I think it was with the kids last night, and we were going through the drive-thru, and we saw the McRib, and we're like, should we try a fucking McRib? Like, I haven't had a McRib in 10, 15 years. It's been a long time and I've probably had one or two in my life. And we said, you know what? Maybe on the show tomorrow we'll split a McRib. Because we watched that video of how the McRib gets made, and it's fucking disgusting. It's enough to make you puke. And I said, you know what? Let's get a little gimmicky. Let's get a little silly on a Monday. Let's split a McRib on the show. Because, first of all, I'm not eating a whole McRib, before I go to bed at like 10:30. I'll feel like shit all day. So let's cut that sumbitch in half, and let's share a McRib. And let's tell everybody how dog shit it is. So April is dropping the kids off right now, and then she's going to stop and get a McRib. And then we are going to eat said McRib. And I'm going to regret it immediately, I think is what's going to happen tonight. Gurmy says we can tell already that you ate the McRib. That's not very nice. I'm definitely having a grazing kind of day. Gotta get back. I've been going to the gym twice a week the last few weeks. Not a good idea. I got to get back in there 3 or 4 times. I got to sweat this gut off. I'm probably about 6-7 pounds over my fighting weight, which isn't a lot, but at the same time, it's that thing. When you work out for a while and you're looking good and everything else, and then you may not gain 20 pounds, but you feel like you have. Like there's this thing where the muscle starts atrophying and your fat starts storing up again. So you're sitting there and you're like, oh, well, you trick yourself. You're like, oh, I've only gained 5 pounds. That's a fluctuation. But you realize your body is dog shit. Like your cardiovascular health is dog shit. It's just all, you can feel yourself kind of melting and falling apart. That's where I'm at right now. So tomorrow's got to be morning show. We've got the Reverend Bob Levy on the show. That'll be fun. And then after the Reverend Bob, we're going to have, I'll go to the gym and I won't be such a fat fuck. Oh, and I got to vote. I wasn't going to vote coming into this morning. And then this morning show, we watched all these people, like these really cringy Democrat videos. Because like I said, the Republicans are kind of kneeling on the ball and they're trying to run out the clock and everything because they feel like they've got it in the bag. And the Democrats are behind, so they're just throwing all the crazy shit at the wall to see what sticks. Like they're doing TikToks and embarrassing themselves. And I'm watching all these music videos that they're producing and that cringe John Fetterman, Mean Joe Green ad. And I'm just like, you know what? I got Sonny Hostin calling suburban moms cockroaches. And I'm like, I really want to see what these people look like when they get beat. I want to see their heads explode. So you know what? Fuck it. I'll just vote for Republicans. I'll go out and vote and I'll vote for Republicans. I don't trust these Republicans. They don't agree with all the shit I'd like to see happen, but oh well. I like them better than these other fucks, and I really want to watch these people's heads explode. Basically the same reason I voted for Trump in 2016. I didn't think Trump was a great idea. I wasn't a huge fan of his, but I was like, I don't want Hillary in there. And these people have lost their minds so much about Trump that I want to see what happens when he gets in there and see if they lose their shit. And sure enough, they did. We were not disappointed in the least. Rupert with a $20 super chat says, take some of my overtime money and Dance Monkey dance. Also, he's the worst. I think he means Tony and not me. Guys, you may not know this. If you didn't tune in this morning, but our goal right now is 245. And the reason our goal is 245 is because we have been able to lower our goal by $40 every show. I'm very excited about this. This symbolizes a really great movement in Steel Toe and our growth. We have about 350 members. We're near 350 members. For every member that signs up with this channel, we're going to take it off the daily goal. So instead of seeing these membership notifications and taking $5 off the goal, what we've realized with that is that we're not counting people who don't put those notifications in. So we're just taking all the memberships we have, adding them together, dividing it by about 35, which is how many shows we do in a month, and then knocking that amount off the goal every day. So we've been able to drop our goal by 10% in the morning and about 15 to 20% in the evening and that is huge for this show. So as long as we keep growing and those memberships keep coming, eventually we will reach our dream of doing this show without a goal. So thank you guys very much. It's really helping already. 245 away from today's goal. There's the links to Streamlabs and PayPal if you'd like to contribute that way. If you're new to our show, when we hit that goal, it triggers 30 minutes of overtime. We go extra. And so thank you guys very much. That is really awesome, and we're hoping that continues. Someone says, big move for doing this. I know, it's a huge move, and I'm just hoping that we can do another one in another 6 months, and then another one in another 6 months, and then who knows, maybe a year and a half, 2 years down the road, we can get rid of the only part of this show that I don't really like that much, which is the having to ask for money part. So great news. Sounds great. We did awesome this morning. We ended up over by $15 for tomorrow. Hopefully we can do the same tonight, 245 away from said goal. There's all the links in the chat. All right. The title of tonight's show, Ethan Klein banned from Twitter, Kathy Griffin banned from Twitter, all for impersonating Elon Musk. And I've got to say, there's a tiny part of me that's conflicted about the Elon-Kathy Griffin thing, because on one hand, to watch those two shit-stirring rejects get their comeuppance is great. On the other hand, am I a little bit cheering a cancellation? How am I supposed to feel about that? I'm watching two people who all they did was they imitated the head of Twitter. Now, as I understand it, if you're verified and the other person's verified, imitating them without putting in the name that you're a parody account is against the rules, and you can be banned for that. And that's what happened with Kathy Griffin. She put Elon Musk in the title. She had the blue check mark. She put it in there, and Elon nixed her, got her, kicked her off of Twitter. Ethan then, and this is how fucking stupid Ethan Klein is. Ethan Klein, right after it happens to her, thinks, oh, I'm going to stir the shit, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to put parody in my bio. Now, the parody has to be in the name, not in the bio. And then Ethan goes, acts all surprised and shocked when he gets banned then too. Ethan's dumber than Kathy Griffin. You see, Kathy Griffin fucked around and found out. Ethan went ahead and found out, or went ahead and fucked around after the finding out had been done. So I think what happened with Ethan Klein is Ethan is so used to being Susan Wojcicki's buddy here on YouTube, and basically, not even buddy, like her infant son. And the spoiled infant son of a single mom who gets to get away with whatever he wants, say whatever he wants about anybody else, and then not have any repercussions other than like 5 different 1-week bans where the rest of us would be kicked off the platform if we'd done what Ethan did. So then he goes over to Twitter and he goes and does the mischievous shit that he's used to doing on YouTube, and Mommy Susan bails him out. But now Daddy Elon, it's like Dad coming home, and now you're going to get disciplined. Daddy Elon smacked him in the mouth, and now Ethan has to run back to YouTube and cry about it. I love that. Am I celebrating a cancellation? I don't know. People are saying, look, you know, it's kind of the excuse that Ethan would use when other people got canceled. Oh, it's a free market. Private company, they can do whatever they want. So I guess, yeah, you know what? That is a taste of their own medicine. But, yeah, Tigger next door says, I thought Elon was making it a free speech platform. There's just a tiny part of me that's being nagged. That's wondering, like I said, am I cheering a cancellation? Is this okay? But you know what? God damn it. I think I'm okay with it. You know what? I think whatever guilt I'm feeling right now, I think that will subside and I'll be all right. Ethan, I guess, is already using the H3 account, which should technically be a ban evasion, so he should be gone. Kathy Griffin, this was kind of gross. Imagine that Twitter is this important to you. Kathy Griffin is using her dead mother's account to get her shit out there. Isn't it amazing that like Elon takes this over and everyone's going, I'm fucking done with Twitter. It's bullshit. I hate it. It sucks. But then when all these people lose their Twitter, you'd think they would thank Elon Musk because, you know, he's such a Nazi and he's terrible and he's awful and all this. Then they lose their Twitter and they go and they whine and they complain and they cry about it. So, I mean, it's kind of it's a paradox to me. So Twitter's awful. Elon's a piece of shit. He's a terrible guy. But if he kicks you out of his playground, you're going to whine and cry and you wish you could go back. I think Ethan and Kathy Griffin are pulling a little bit of a Zumach, if you ask me. They're shitting on a thing that they really want to be a part of, and then when that thing rejects them, they go, oh, well, fuck you, I don't like you anyway. Why won't you let me in there, though? I don't know. I see a few Revenge of the Sis crossovers in here, like Triple N and whatnot. Did something happen to the boys today? I saw that they were on Rumble today, that they were not on YouTube. Did something happen? They said YouTube is down on Rumble. I hope that their channel's okay. I know they're switching to Rumble in like December, so it might not be that big of a deal. But maybe they're gonna move a little bit earlier. Who knows? Triple N says they got struck. Okay, so they got struck again. That sucks. I don't know what they do to get struck. Because, like, this show, I feel like this show is not that far behind ROTC in terms of, like, edginess and the kind of humor we do. I mean, are they getting really heavy into the politics? Is that what the deal is? Like, I understand if you get heavy on the politics, I'm not stupid. YouTube kind of puts you in a different, level of attention. They kind of carefully watch that stuff you say about politics and elections and whatnot. So it could be that. If it's the humor, I'm really worried because that's sort of our brand of humor. So, I hope it's not the case. But anyway, I don't support those guys getting struck. I wish them all the best. I wish Royce and Mersh their good luck over on Rumble. And I don't know. Jabs, Jays, and jokes, says Triple N. I'll be honest, man. I start talking about that particular medical procedure as well. And I just go, you know what? Why don't we just call it a particular medical procedure? And that way we have the benefit of the doubt. How about that? Nikki Fruit Loop says it was a restream issue and they decided to just go back to Rumble for the day. Oh, okay. So other people are saying it's just a streaming issue. It's not they didn't get a strike. That it was a restream issue and they decided, you know what? YouTube on our restream is being silly. We'll just go to Rumble today. Okay. That would be a lot better anyway. All right. As you can tell, we're killing time until April gets here in about a half hour or so. I hope I'm doing a fine show for you. I really do. It's not the same without a partner here, but we will soldier on anyway. If you're new to the show, welcome. 2:45 away from tonight's goal. If we knock that out, we do a half hour of overtime. God damn it, man. I wish I could. Oh, I guess I could block the number. I wish I could write back to these politicians that are texting me, and I wish I could say, hey, go fuck yourself. That'd be nice. Like, oh, my God. Wait a minute. This guy who's texting me is also the co-owner of Val's Hamburgers? I fucking hate that place, too. That place is so overrated. Oh, I'm excited to vote against him. I really am. His name is my name. That's unfortunate. But he's sending me texts all goddamn week. Andy runs Val's? Good. I hope he loses. The texting is too far. The texting is a bit intrusive to me. Grinch Girl says, sad you missed my membership renewal free chat. Oh, guys, thank you very much for renewing your member. We're doing something different with the memberships now. We're taking all of the memberships, averaging them out, and then dropping the goal. So thank you to everyone who's a member. We appreciate it. You get a members-only show on Sunday nights, access to all the emotes, which we'll be adding new ones, thanks to Lemmy. Thank you guys very much. I got Flex really up my ass today, too. If we could talk a little inside baseball about the listeners and the viewers and whatnot. This guy Flex from Australia, nice guy. Loves the show, everything else. He was so into the show right away that he became a VIP. Like, off the bat, became a VIP. And I'm like, wow, man, that's really awesome. That's great. I really appreciate that. Today, as a matter of fact, we were finally, because he gave us, the address was a little fucked up. We were finally able to mail Flex's package to him in Australia. Very excited when we can send international listeners some merch and stuff. Well, now he's yelling at me, both in the live chat and in the comments of our shows. He's yelling at me that he's not a member. he's yelling about, I thought I bought my membership. And I'm like, and I've explained to him numerous times during the show. And now I've typed it to him. I said, dude, that was the VIP package. The membership is the $5 a month thing that you have to do on YouTube. I keep telling him, bro, there's nothing I can do for you regarding the membership. I can't give you a membership. I don't have that power. Like literally, I want to. There's nothing I can do to hook you up with a membership unless you give me your account and I go in there and do it. That is a YouTube thing. I've tried to explain this to him over and over. It's a YouTube thing. It's a YouTube thing. It's a YouTube thing. It hasn't seemed to crack through yet that it's a YouTube thing. He's still bitching at me, which, I hope that ends soon because I have to say it's pretty exhausting. Just make him a member, Aaron. Don't be a dick. I know. I wish I could, but I don't know. Just the anger of it and like the not listening. That's what gets me the most. Is like when someone jumps in the chat and they wave their hands and they scream about shit that has nothing to do with the show, and I take time out of the show and I go, all right, look, you're kind of bugging me, but here's the deal, and I calmly explain it to them. And then they won't shut wait, I have this really weird thing. I'm a very impatient person. If I explain something to someone carefully, that to me seems very simple, and they still continue to say the same shit, I lose my fucking mind. I can't handle it. And then I kind of just start yelling at them. Like, why are you yelling? Why are you talking to me like I'm a child? Because I spoke to you like an adult first. It didn't work. So now I'm going to treat you like a child. I gave you the respect an adult gives another adult. And then you said, so now I'm going to treat you like an infant. It's honestly, I get this way with women. A lot. Women are this way. Women have this thing where they'll ask a question. And I wish that women would just be a little more honest. Women are too manipulative and vindictive for their own good. And I don't even know if they do it or if they know they're doing it. They do it so much. They've probably been doing it since they were kids. Their moms probably did it to them. But you look at them and you go, look, why don't you just tell me what you want to hear? And I'll just say that. And they're like, well, that's not what I want. And you're like, you try to explain it to me. Like, no, that is actually 100% what you want, because you ask a question, you get an answer, and then you re-ask the fucking question. Don't ask the question twice. Once you get an answer, this is how questions work. You ask a question. I answer the question. You either like the answer or you don't like the answer, and we move the fuck on. At worst, you ask a follow-up question for verification, to make sure you understand. But that thing of like, I ask a question, I get an answer, let me ask the question again. That should be punishable by death. I really believe that. That should be a capital offense. Asking a question, getting an answer, and then re-answering it. Re-asking the question. Women will, I've had so many women in my life do that, where they'll go, blah, 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 blah. And then you go, yeah, sure, I think so. Blah, 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 blah. But did you understand that I said? And then you get I get the neck crick thing, the little crimp in my, I just go, ugh. I go, I just fucking told you. It's the frustration of not knowing what to say. Because you're sitting there going, I fucking answered you already. They're like, yeah, but did you understand that? No, you wanted the opposite answer. Just say you wanted the opposite answer from what I was asking you, and I'll do that because I don't fucking care about the question in the first place. You're making me now care about a question that I didn't give a shit about to begin with, and you're making me now have a fight about it when I would have gladly just told you the answer you wanted to hear that would have made you feel better, because I don't give a fuck either way. So, like, Flex reminds me of that chick. Flex is the girl who asks you a question, you answer their question, and then they just start asking you the question again over and over. But anyway, that was a long way for me to go. Flex was kind of being a bitch. April says, last call for any other McDonald's requests. Jesus, the shit sandwich. I don't want anything else. Dude, I've been grazing all day today, and I've just been eating garbage. Like, not a high volume of any one thing, but just grazing shit all day, and I already don't feel good. And I know I'm going to. April, if you're still in line, a sweet tea will share it. I don't fucking know. But there we go again. Just more shit. Just been grazing and eating garbage. We got crumble cookies. I've been picking at those. Fuck. I just feel myself turning into dough. It's not good. Try being a toll collector, Aaron. Oh, I'm sure. I can't imagine working in retail or collecting tolls or anything like that. It sounds like it must be a fucking nightmare of just really stupid people asking questions. Not that everybody who goes to a retail store is stupid. That's obviously not the case. But the ones who ask the questions are usually pretty stupid. I've seen people at retail places. They'll be like, "Oh, can you tell me where the TVs are?" First of all, it's in the same place as every other fucking store you went to. They're in the back. But can you tell me where the TVs are? You're like, "Oh, it's down that way and over that way." And I've seen people do this. They'll go, "Really? Because I went over that way and I don't think I saw them. Are you sure?" Yeah, the fucking guy who works here every goddamn day and could walk through the fucking place blindfolded. You're right. No, he was just wrong. He doesn't know where they are. Better yet, he's fucking with you because that's how he wants to spend his day. Are you sure? No. Then why the fuck did you ask me? It's people, really. Let's continue on. Deutsch Chad says, like a marriage. Not a good one. A good one doesn't do that. A good one, you can go to your woman and you can just go, you can either go, "Now, are you asking me this question because you want to know the answer, or are you looking for a particular answer?" Like, I've asked April that question before, and she'll be like, "I'm looking for a particular answer." Like, she'll be honest. She'll say, "I want you to tell me this, to be honest." Because I don't want to, like Triple N says, badgering the witness. I don't want to be badgered. I really, really don't. They think you're fucking stupid is what it is. Anytime you answer someone's question and they re-ask it to you, they're basically saying, "Well, since you're fucking retarded, here's the question again." No, I fucking got it. I just didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. Nikki Fruit Loop says that's just called a follow-up. No. A follow-up is not asking the same question after you got an answer. A follow-up would be clarification. Follow-ups are fine. I love it when I go on rants like that and I see in the chat someone write something to the regard of, "Holy fuck, yes," says Ryobi. Hulkamasha Baby says, that's like when they sell you on an idea and you agree, but then they spend another 10 minutes trying to keep selling you when you've already agreed. I'll tell you this, I've done that before. I've caught myself doing it, and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, idiot. You've won." And I've told April that before. I'm like, "Hey, learn to take a W. Like, you got it. You won. It's over. You got it." Women don't like hearing they won because then they feel like they've, like, broken a man down. And it's like, if we break someone down, we feel good about it. We're like, "Yeah, we worked it. We got it. We turned them. That was nice." Women are like, "So I, like, broke them down?" You're fucking good at it. Why do you, like, you sit there and you do it. Why do you complain and cry about the fact that you did something that you've probably been doing your whole life? At any rate. People are saying trouble in paradise. No. This is actually, the reason I'm with April is because I don't have to deal with this as much. I mean, look, they're women. Like, I can't suck dick. I can't take a dick in my ass. I don't want to fuck guys. So I can't 100% cut it out of my life. Women just do shit, Just like I'm sure guys do shit. We're really loud and mean. We just kind of are. Like, to a woman, we're a big, scary creature. And we forget that sometimes. But, yeah, it's the being asked questions twice thing that I can't handle. All right, a lot of people writing in the chat. Let's see what they have to say. Mad Max Mardigan says, "Aaron, I'm working, destroying my second marriage. And what's helped fix it is every time a woman asks a question, you need to both answer it and explain it to them like they're infants." Right, but then do you ever get that, "Why are you talking to me like I'm stupid?" And you got to look at them and go, "Trust me, it's better this way. You got to trust I'm doing what's best for you. Believe me." People are still ordering from April in the chat. People are still ordering from McDonald's in the chat. Oh, fuck. For McDonald's. I'm just trying to scroll through the chat to get people's take on this rant that we've been on. But they're all just ordering McDoubles with no pickles and fries and all sorts of other shit. No, Brittany, I am not morphing into Ethan Klein. That will not happen. That will not happen. Elias saying drive in, drive up, drive through. Elias, let's shoot for 9 o'clock Thursday night, Central Time, if that's not too late for you. Because then I know I'm done with boxing and I'm done with prep work and everything else. Or we could do Thursday afternoon at like 4 p.m. Central Time. That could work too. Let me know what works for you, buddy. Why Do I Podcast says, yeah, I work from home and can take my dogs for walks whenever, but I've been so lazy lately. I suck. I think you're behind. They're still ordering. Holy shit, you guys are really committed to this fucking bit, I have to say. Did I just get a Billy Donovan comparison? Okay, I have to applaud that. Did somebody just say Billy Donovan looks good? Billy Donovan got really good at radio, says Bubba. I can't be mad at that. That's way too wonderful of a reference. Oh my God. We good with Thursday at 8 p.m. No. I need 9 p.m. Central. Grinch Girl says, nice thing about being single, don't have to explain to a man 30 times when he didn't listen the first time. No. This is where you gals are wrong. We do listen the first time. We didn't listen the other 29 times. You ask us to do something one time and we say we'll do it. You ask us again out of spite, we're going to tell you to fuck off and we're not going to do it. Ask once, get the answer. Now, if you're going to say, will you do this right now? Then you have a right to be upset if we don't do it right now. You guys have this thing where you want to be direct but vague at the same time. Hey, will you do this thing for me? Yes, I will. And for a man, that means, when I get a chance, I'll get around to it. It's in my head. It's on my list. And then women go, are you going to do that thing? Are you going to do that thing? The second time, a good man might still go, yeah, I'm going to do it. You got to be patient. By the third time, now it's, all right, go fuck yourself. Now it's not getting done. Because I said yes. You kept asking. You can go fuck your mother. Let's continue on. Thank you to Troy for becoming a Yeehaw Club member. Very, very cool, buddy. Now, since that one's new, I feel like that one I have to strike from the goal. New members, I feel like, have to be taken from the goal that night because they don't get credited at the beginning of the month. We'll work this out over time here. Thank you very much to Troy. We're 240 away from our goal tonight. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, people are saying, did I miss something in the chat? And now they're saying, Aaron's just mansplaining. That's about it. And Redbeard joined the Yeehaw Club. He's a new member. Thank you, Redbeard. Very much appreciate it. 235 away from today's goal. April says, I feel like I'm in trouble here. No, the reason you're here is because you're not the big offender of what I'm talking about. People are asking who Billy Donovan is. Billy Donovan was the head coach of the Florida Gators men's basketball team. And now that I look in the camera here, there is a little bit of Billy Donovan in my face. All right, let's see what else we've got here. People are still fucking ordering from McDonald's in the chat. Guys, I'm not mad at all. Like, this may be considered hijacking the chat or whatever, but this is a funny bit to me. The fact that you guys are still ordering from McDonald's. And some of you are ordering April, which is remarkably offensive and creepy. This is really, and you know what the worst part is? As someone who likes to rant and then go to the chat and then rant and then go to the chat, like 10 minutes and then 2 minutes in the chat, there's still stuff in there that I want to pick out from the audience, but then there's McDonald's orders in between. It's very difficult to navigate. I think Aaron's met my husband. Look, man, we're all basically, there's like 5 or 6 of us human beings in the world of each gender. And we're all just kind of a takeoff on those like 5 or 6 archetypes, basically. Mr. Nobody says, nice thing about being single is I don't have to mansplain every little thing. Don't compare Aaron to Eddie Munster. You guys are paying customers. I can't sit here and shit on you. Bill Burr explains the more inconsistent sex the best. Ryobi says, I figured Bone Apple Tea for me would want a tea. Mark becoming a member. Thank you, Mark. Nice to see these memberships rack up. The new ones count towards the goals. The old ones are already figured in. Again, that's why we drop back $40 on our goal every day now, which is, we hope that number keeps dropping as time goes on. What is it? 230 away from tonight's goal. Thanks, guys. Sound Vortex says she's not going through menopause or friends with Amber Heard, right? You're good for about 10 to 12 years. Yes. Hey, Cowpoke, stick around. I'm glad Cowpoke's in the chat. We're going to play one of your videos tonight. We're going to do a little Cowpoke this evening. It should be a lot of fun. And April will be here in probably about 10, 15 minutes. Colored says, you don't allow Yeehaw Club members from Australia? Of course we do. Yeehaw Club members from Australia are always welcome. Go ahead, join the Yeehaw Club. Absolutely. I think that was a making fun of Whoopi Goldberg thing, by the way, is why we're calling it the Yeehaw Club. Mods will ban you if you admit you're from Australia. No, they will not. That is not true. Aaron, do you have a winch on your truck? Who the fuck are you talking to? Hulkamasha Baby says, so did we hide Flex? Or no, we didn't hide Flex. Flex is fine. He's just got to fucking behave himself and calm down a little bit. Yule Gibbons says, nice thing about being single is I can spend my whole day listening to shows on the internet. Atta boy. Chris Weaver says, April running late like her period. I hope so. I hope I snuck one in on her. The Mistoclus Alexis with a Chip Chipperson. Hold on.
Home run, Chipperson. Go to break.
Steel toe evening show. How about a camel toe evening show or something?
Home run, Chipperson. Go to break.
There you go. Aaron, did you see my member chat? Yes, Jack. If it's a renewal, it's already been counted. If it's a brand new membership, we have to count it. So I hope that I've done a decent job of explaining that. But anyway, there you go, guys. I think we're all caught up with the chat and whatnot. 230 away from our goal tonight. We're looking good. Usually I say if we're under 200 by the halfway point at 8 o'clock by the top of the hour, we're doing pretty well. Right now, 230 away from that goal and a half hour of overtime if we hit it. Matt says, shit, that's a pretty good Chip impression. I feel like everybody who knows Chip Chipperson, I feel like everybody who knows who Chip Chipperson is, they can do a pretty good Chip. You know, like if you go Ryobi powered vibe. If they go, if you look at Ryobi, like, Ryobi, what is it like? What is your friend like? A craftsman powered or something? You piece of shit. Oh boy. Flex told me that you don't allow members from Australia. Flex is out of his fucking mind. Flex just needs to either become a member or not become a member. He thinks that I can give him membership. It's out of my control. Triple N says, yeah, turns out Chip Chipperson doesn't take much talent. There you go. $5 from Alexis. We did that one already, buddy, but okay. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. I'll do it again. Steel toe evening show. How about the steel toe evening, camel toe evening show or something? There you go. Did we do it better that time? Was that good? 225. Away from tonight's goal. There's the PayPal and the Streamlabs links if you guys want to contribute that way. I appreciate it. Bumbaclo says, for the Australians, a dingo took their membership. It's very terrible how those things happen. I hate that. Howard Stern was trending just before the show started tonight, boys and girls. I'm sure you're really excited about that. Howard is campaigning for the Democrats in the midterms, wouldn't you know? The guy who's basically been hiding in his house for the last 2 years, hiding in his mansion, came outside yesterday and has decided that the Democrats need to win this next election. I got to say, you know, it makes sense, though, for Howard. I mean, you'd probably have to be living in your home and not going outside in order to convince yourself that the Democrats are the best choice. So technically, in that regard, he's not wrong. Thank you, Mr. Nobody, for the $4.99. He says, "When did you give me my membership with my VIP?" Don't egg him on. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Howard Stern says there's no greater issue in Tuesday's midterms elections than saving democracy. You know what's funny about this is that, and tell me there's no like conspiracy to like mass infiltrate different forms of media and get one message out there and beat it into everybody's ears so they hear it every single second of every day. Howard Stern comes on his show and goes, we got to save democracy in this election. I have heard TV shows, podcasts, radio shows, only in the last 48 hours. I saw Mick Foley do it on Twitter, you know, the Twitter he wasn't going to be part of anymore. I've seen a shitload of people using that same exact phrase verbatim in the run-up to this election. But I haven't heard it in the past 6 months. But in the last 2 days, I've been seeing it everywhere. Somebody put that out as a talking point, and Howard's one of the people who have bitten on it and agreed to spread it. We have to save democracy. You can't say help the economy because you already fucked that up. Can't run on abortion because nobody gives a shit. You can't talk about trans kids because people get mad and they want to hurt you. So you have to say, well, we're saving democracy. How are you saving democracy? It's a fucking election. That's what the Republican form of democracy is. We're going to the polls. No. We're saving democracy just by voting. There's no one party that's going to save democracy or not save democracy. The democracy is surely the people going out and speaking and the results of that vote being honored. It's not like the Democrats can't save democracy. These are the people who put people out of work, shut down their businesses, and took them to court if they wanted to go to the gym. So, oh, fuck. Here we go. So as far as Howard Stern goes, him saying there's no greater issue in Tuesday's midterm elections than saving democracy. I mean, forgive me while I puke for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Howard there. I love this country. I love what it stands for, he said. I know the history of the world. Do ya? I've seen what happens when people who are authoritarians who want to control the vote, fix the vote, and then eventually eliminate the vote. I'm sorry, Howard. Are we talking about the same party? Because the party you're talking about is the one who wanted to all but shut down polling places in 2020 and encourage the vote to come in by mail, which, I mean, whatever, totally up and up, legitimate election. But we're really going to say that, like, the party that did all that dicking around with COVID and all that shit, we're really going to say that that's the party of democracy, and that the Republicans, who don't have a set of balls between the thousands of them, that they're somehow, these people who can't get their basic shit like a wall passed, they're now all of a sudden, they've got the moxie and the guts without the presidency to, like, shut down elections forever. Oh, that is some top level projecting, my man. He says, I know what that means, and I know the kind of society you'd be in. I would love to tell the people out there who think that that's not a big issue. The sad fact is you've never lived under an authoritarian regime. Fuck you, Howard. Neither of you. I'm sorry. Just because you're a Jew doesn't mean you lived in Nazi Germany. You've never lived in well, I'm fucking tired of these dumb people who act like they know more than everyone else, when in fact, they're really, really stupid. They watch one channel all day and they think they're informed.
It's imright.com.
They go to imright.com. I mean, at least I have the decency to say, look, these Republicans are a bag of shit. They're probably not going to do anything good, but they can stop these other guys from doing anything bad. But, Howard Stern sitting there going, if you vote for the Republicans, they're going to kill elections. Right, because when it comes to elections being suspect, it's definitely been the Republicans that people talk about. Jesus.
I brought you a snack if you want a happier topic.
All right, let's cut up this McRib. Let's see if we can hit our goal. By the way, if we hit the goal tonight, to sell you on that, our way of making a living here. If we knock out our goal tonight, I have fucking Lolcow City. We're not going to be able to get through all of them tonight. I've got Opie, I've got Tony, I've got Chad, I've got, oh God, what's the other one I've got? Tony. Oh, Brendan.
Brendan's my favorite.
They're all acting up.
Oh, there's sauce all over in the bag.
Oh, no, let me see.
I flipped it over, but...
Did you?
It is barbecue sauce central.
So we're going to try a McRib.
I haven't had one of these easily in over a
10 years. Here, let's do the mukbang thing that people do.
Do you want to show the camera?
Look at this. So that doesn't look like a good box. Like, that looks sus right there.
You always want a good box.
It looks like what you would put in there. Like, if you were to make a sitcom and you couldn't use McDonald's, but you had to make something look like McDonald's. Yeah, here's, oh boy, get ready.
For the big reveal. Oh
God.
Oh, like shit in there.
No, that does look like a poop.
I want everyone to know I've skipped eating almost all day for this.
God, this looks like a poop. Oh, all right, take that out, cut it in half. Oh, it just smells like crock-potted barbecued meatballs.
I don't want to put this in my body.
Nor should you. It's not food.
Look at this. Look at it.
It's not food, as I understand the definition of the word to be.
I don't like that you've requested this.
I don't know why I did.
I'm saucy.
Oh, boy. Well, guys. Oh, God. Oh, it doesn't make a noise when you cut it. That's fucked up.
It's just mush. It's pure mush. It's mushing everywhere. Oh, and these sad-ass onions. The meat is gray.
Guys, this
I
is
can't
just
eat this.
gray meat. Take a look.
Look what you've done. Your entrails fell out.
Look at that. That's... Oh, no.
I've made good ribs before. I don't feel like putting
This
this
is
in my
so
mouth.
bad.
I also need napkins.
This is such a bad idea we're doing here.
Why
All right, let's
why
go
are
to
we
Marcus.
doing this?
Marcus, what's going on, buddy?
I need a
Put that
drink
shit in your
first.
body.
I know.
Fucking do it.
All right, get ready, buddy. Get ready. Here we go. April, let's eat it.
Do I have to go too?
Yep, come on. We're going to take a bite of this piece of shit.
I'm not ready for this. I didn't drink enough yet.
All right.
Look at how gray that is.
Richie
look at
April
that.
Richie April says, well, if Opie can ask for money, you guys shouldn't feel bad.
There's
Thanks,
like
buddy.
organs in here.
All right, here, let's get this over with.
Dude, it literally tastes like Salisbury. Like, it tastes like what your school
Oh.
would pass off as Salisbury steak, but drenched in
Dude.
barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's horrific.
Why do people get excited about this?
Ah!
Can I spit now?
That is so bad.
I need a garbage can.
Oh, I don't want to eat the rest of it, but I don't want to throw it away. I'm having
It's
really
like-
bad depression vibes. Like
Oh God, no.
people who grew up in the depression and they're like, oh, don't let food go to waste. Here, let's put a pickle on
Have
top.
fun on the toilet.
Marcus, let's put a pickle on top, see if that's any better. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh,
Why did I
God.
expect that to be different?
you two have a great time in the bathroom. Thoughts and prayers. On
Ugh.
Chanel.
All right, thanks, buddy. You can throw that away.
I spit.
Did you spit it out?
I didn't like the texture. It's like, you know when you get a really cheap sausage patty and it just feels like gristle in your mouth? That was that.
Ooh. Matt saying he
Oh my
definitely
God.
likes it. Guys, I'm not acting.
Do you want the rest? I've got
No.
a whole half here. I'm going to, you know
No.
what? We're going to
Here,
leave that
you know
out on
what?
the table
You know
and
what?
tease. You are a fucking sow. I need you to know that.
There.
This makes me question my marriage. I want you to know.
There. Now I'm done. Throw that all away.
Nope. It's going to sit right here
No.
the rest of the time. I'm going to see if you touch it.
Dude, I'm a guy. We'll sit there and eat that shit even though it tastes bad. We sit there and smell farts. That's what we do. All right, what's going on, April's Parents Hobby Farm?
I've never heard a black man say a bad thing about a rib, so don't ban him. Just
All right, thank you, buddy. There, I ate my half.
Wow. You keep going. You just keep going. I can't believe
There,
it.
now get this out of here.
No, it's sitting there. It is
No.
sitting. You're smearing shit. I'm trying to pick it up. I have the worst texture in my mouth. I've got a gag reflex going on.
Ugh.
That is
Yuck.
the worst. We did like the microwave White Castle sliders before, and even that is like pleasurable to this.
You know what it is? You know what's really bad about the McRib? The aftertaste.
That's what I'm saying. I had to go spit it out. It was so bad.
I'm tasting it now. And like the initial as it's going down, it's no worse than, oh, God, oh.
It gets worse. I promise.
I ate half of one.
Oh, you're going to eat that too. I guarantee it.
No, don't make me eat a whole
Hey, do you want to
McRib.
McGolden with
Hey,
your McRib?
I'm not fucking around. Throw that away. I'm not kidding. I'm not eating that shit. I'm not putting it in my body. I'm already overweight enough. No. There. I'll spit on it if I have to.
The dog is sitting under the desk waiting for it.
I am not eating the rest of that.
I wouldn't
fucking
feed
thing.
that to my dog.
Oh, yeah, my gut doesn't feel good now. Instantly.
Imagine like 2 hours from now when it's had time to process. I will stay far away from you.
No, thank you. No, thanks. Well, there you go, guys. That wasn't like a big bit we were going to do, just a quick little thing.
Aaron was curious.
And that was, that's the McRib. There you go. All right. So anyway, Howard said that you have to vote because democracy's on the line and so on and so forth and bullshit. I mean, one side, like I said, one side is sitting there just going, All right, should be a good day. Just, guys, we want to make sure that, we don't spend too much money. We don't want to let the president make inflation worse. We'd like to see those gas prices go down, see if we get some drilling done, things like that. We just want to stop what they're doing for a little while, put the pause on all of this.
Fix some things.
And then the other side is going, it's a democracy, and democracy will die if you don't vote for us. And, they think it's like this big rallying cry, whereas we're watching it and we're going, you're having a temper tantrum.
Just wait until all the Republicans get voted in tomorrow and their whole life gets better. Do you think they'll walk that back?
No, April, that's not how politics work. Of course they're not going to walk it back. No.
Do you think I really asked that?
No, they're not going to walk anything back.
Of course they won't walk anything back. They want truces for everything.
I mean, except voting.
Republican equals not democracy, right?
Yeah, if you vote Republican, you're
evil.
not voting for a democracy. A red mirage or an artificial GOP vote lead will likely reoccur on Tuesday, according to ABC News. See, shit like that makes me nervous. I think that those early voting ballots and those mail-in ballots should be counted first.
Yes, they should be counted as soon as they come in my opinion.
I don't like all this. Well, you see, what's going to happen is the Republicans are going to get a big lead at night, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stick. No, because that just tells me that you're doing this thing where, okay, how are people not supposed to think that there might be some bullshit going on? If you're like, oh, we needed this many votes to make up for the lead the Republicans built up, and wouldn't you know it, we found just enough of these mail-in and early voting ballots to overturn it by a few thousand votes. It's that's too fucking sus. You count that shit in advance.
Right away.
And you count it all before the in-person vote, and then we know. That's the way it should be. But, of course, they're already, whenever I read this shit and I read, there's going to be a red mirage or an artificial GOP lead that will occur on Tuesday. Because they're, and of course, it's the biggest battleground states that they're not going to have the votes in for a while.
Can you imagine, Oregon's going to turn red?
It's fucking insane. It will likely appear that a Republican candidate vying for any number of the federal or statewide offices appear to be leading their Democratic opponents, even by large margins. Their leads will dwindle or crumble completely after perceived dumps of votes are recorded by state election officials who count mail-in and absentee ballots in the days or even weeks following Election Day.
That's not okay.
This phenomenon was popularized as the red mirage or the blue shift after the presidential election of 2020. When former President Trump took a deceptive lead in several competitive states on Election Day due to delays in counting of Democrat mail-in ballots. Why only Democrat mail-in ballots?
Because that's all there were, right?
And you get kicked off of shit for even questioning the...
Careful.
Come on. They're saying it. This is an ABC News article. They're saying it openly.
I know.
Their preferred method of voting due to the COVID-19 pandemic, only to eventually dissipate when the entire reserve of votes was totaled. I'm sorry. That looks fucking sus.
There should be no vote counting going on, in my opinion.
No votes after Election Day.
No,
if your vote comes in after Election Day, tough shit. You should have got there on the day of the election.
Yep.
Wow.
Right. It's one day an entire, every couple years, every 4 years for some.
Right.
You can't plan that out.
It is such bullshit. Such bullshit. Oh, fuck.
It'll all be over tomorrow.
Will it,
Just
though?
so we can start it all over again.
Apparently not. Apparently it won't be all
You're
over
right. They'll be
tomorrow.
counting votes for weeks.
Thank you to Marquise. He says $5 for toilet paper and pesto. April looks lovely this evening.
Thank
and
you.
Carlos says sheltered in his New York mansion for 2 years. Multimillionaire Howard Stern so oppressed. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, poor Howard, right?
He's gonna die.
Poor Howard. Yeah, I mean, if the people he wants to win don't win, that means we're gonna do away with elections, and it'll all be over. $215 away from our goal today, guys. If you feel like contributing, please do. We like to be under 200 by the top of the hour. We got about 6 minutes to stay on track for that. And then when we hit that goal, we do 30 minutes of overtime for you, which is always a lot of fun. That thing's going to wreck my system.
The McRib's coming back for you.
Dude, it's
going to choke you right to death.
It really is a disgusting fucking thing. For sure. Bumbaclo says, hoo, I'm oppressed, Robin.
Dude, that guy's not living like a good life as is with people in charge that he likes, right?
You're saying he's not living his best life?
He is not living his best life.
Guys, don't worry. There's no medical procedure involved with Aaron Carter's untimely death, and I kind of knew this. I mean, he was a mess, a complete train wreck for a long time. Cops found, check out this list, compressed air cans and pill bottles at Aaron Carter death scene. So I don't know if he was trying to go out in the bathtub, but that sounds like a way to try to go out, is air canisters and pills.
I saw that he had a problem with huffing already.
What a weird thing to have a problem with.
It is, yeah, huffing compressed air, I guess. It's cheap. You can buy, just fucking aerosol cans of any kind.
Yeah, I mean, Whippets have been around forever, but compressed air. Here's what I always thought with Whippets. Like in the 90s, when I was a small boy, growing up in the 90s and 2000s, Whippets was just whipped cream cans.
Yep.
Whipped cream
Kinda
cans was
like
Whippets.
Slam and Salmon, those two in the back freezer? Or is it the cooler?
No, waiting.
Oh, fuck.
Waiting.
I always interchange those two.
Where they do that. Yeah, now it's keyboard duster.
That shit is bad.
Yeah.
Okay, when I bring that shit, it's called end dust. When I bring that shit down here to clean, I can't stand in the same room and I'm not even huffing it.
You know what they call
It's a
it when
weird smell.
Marquise has dry elbows and they flake off?
What?
End dust. What?
I don't hate it.
Oh, you piece of shit. I do. I hate myself for saying that.
I like Marquise, though.
I think it was disgusting what I said, and I should apologize and visit the Holocaust Museum.
Imagine that, Aaron apologizing to a black man.
So anyway, Marquise says, fucking Aaron. What? I said I'm sorry, and I'll go visit the Holocaust Museum.
He'll just come visit you, actually.
So yeah, Aaron Carter huffing some compressed air and taking pills. That's how we went out.
What does huffing compressed air do for you?
I'll tell you this. I don't know. They say it's like they call it poor man's crack. But I'll tell you this. As soon as Pfizer heard that he had compressed air and pills in his bathroom, they were like, yes, fucking a toe-to-so.
It wasn't me.
I fucking a toe-to-so.
It wasn't me.
Woo! Yeah.
Do you think they celebrate now every time a young celebrity or who's who just kind of dies?
And they have like a
and it's not
definitive,
them?
yeah, they have a definitive explanation as to why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're like, oh, they found, hey guys, they found fentanyl in so-and-so's dressing room. Oh, thank God. Yes, that is great. Awesome news. Hey, turns out Katy Perry's eye, that was eyelash glue. Oh!
Because that happens all the time.
Fucking great. Actually, we did rewatch it on the show here. It was eyelash glue.
I don't buy it.
100%.
I've watched that video so many times.
No, if you go
I've
back,
never had eyelash glue on.
she's
I don't
pulling
know.
back on her temple to get the glue to release.
Did you watch how slowly that fucking lid came down? It was uncomfortably slow, just kind of like it had
Here.
a moment to itself.
Katy Perry eye malfunction. It didn't look medical. It was too odd, like the way it happened.
I'll tell you why that's not true. Look at her eyes aren't even the same starting out here. One of them just looks lazy.
See, look, she probably blinked, and when she blinked, the glue started to catch.
Her eye didn't close yet.
See, look, she's trying to open it. See? She's pulling glue off her eye.
I don't buy it.
Make even more noise for my band.
See, like, to me, that's not, because, like, her face didn't go with it. It was just the eye.
But okay.
It doesn't seem like a
I won't even
medical
say that
thing.
she's having like maybe a medical event, but that's not makeup. And she's the kind of girl that wears that makeup all the time. And this doesn't happen to her.
But, like, it hasn't happened since. Like, it's not a recurring thing.
Of course it didn't.
It was just.
Why did she like cancel a couple shows then too?
Did she?
I told you that.
I know, but I didn't know if that was true. Did Katy Perry cancel shows? Forgettable halftime show. Iconic singer has to cancel Las Vegas strip plans. That's back in September. Katy Perry welcomes last-minute fans due to festival.
When did that video happen?
October something. Like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if she did cancel shows. They're saying Angelica's doll says it's Botox. I don't know.
See, I'd believe that maybe. Because that shit just kills your nerve endings.
Maybe. I don't know. It just doesn't look like the same thing Justin Bieber had. That's all. Like Justin Bieber went full Jim Ross. My God!
I must be forgetting what he.
My God! I gotta cancel my concerts. By God, I've got a family, and I've got to cancel all my shows, King. I can't sing "Baby" with my Bell's palsy.
And then his fucking wife had a stroke. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That is an unlucky household.
Didn't she have like tiny stroke?
She had a tiny
Mini
stroke. She
stroke
had
or whatever?
definitely a medical event.
Yeah. If it was a stroke, you would call it doggy paddle.
That one I hated.
There you go. All right, guys, 2:15 away from our goal tonight. We're a little bit behind the pace, but nothing too bad. Let's go on a little rush here and knock that goal down. We got about 55 minutes before we do the offering plate segment where we get all beggy and shit and pass it around and hope that we knock it out. $215 away from tonight's goal, a half hour of overtime at stake. And, of course, we do have to, since we've knocked that goal down because of the members, and thank you very much for that, we are now going to have to roll those over from now on for whatever we miss. So there's PayPal and Streamlabs. We can knock it down really quick there because that only takes 3 or 4%, whereas YouTube takes 30%. So there's Streamlabs and PayPal if you opt to do it that way. All right.
I see some treats in this lineup.
Look, there's some good stuff in this lineup, but I have to ask the audience here. Do we want Joy Reid telling us that Republicans taught people inflation? Do we want people trading in used coffins because the economy is so bad?
What?
Or do you guys want Cowpoke in a porta-potty talking about the death of Jake Hudson?
Look, I absolutely need the Cowpoke one, but the coffin things
Now,
got me.
Here's the issue we face with the Cowpoke one. This channel is growing. A lot of new viewers. They don't know who the fuck Cowpoke is.
They can learn. They'll understand.
You could watch this with us. Cowpoke is a guy who lives here in Minnesota, and he was on our radar when he started shit-talking us after we left radio. And we started ripping on his videos because they were really fucking bad. And then all of a sudden, we kind of just started doing it enough where we kind of became friends in a weird way. We kind of adopted Cowpoke as almost one of our whack pack.
He even came to one of our shows.
Even came to one of our live events. Well, Jake Hudson is a mentally deficient young man from Mississippi, but I repeat myself, who loves this show, then hates this show, then loves this show, then hates the show. Personally, I'm done with Jake Hudson. He's dead to me.
Yep.
But there was a rumor going around on Friday that he had actually died. And Cowpoke decided to report on that rumor that Jake Hudson was indeed dead. So the place Cowpoke decided to do it was a porta-potty. He decided to do a 10-minute podcast, video podcast, from a porta-potty. So I will ask you guys, would you like to do the coffin story, Joy Reid, Cowpoke, or we got a bunch of or a senior prom at a senior center?
Oh my God.
Which
How
could
do
be
you
a lot
find
of
these
fun.
things?
I've got senior center prom.
Oh
I've
my
got
God.
Cowpoke, used coffins, and Joy Reid. Let's see what everyone thinks. I'm going to let people decide right now.
I am.
Coffin, Cowpoke, coffin, Cowpoke, coffin.
Okay.
Break my Cowpoke cherry. Cowpoke, then coffin. Coffin first. Cowpoke. God, this is fucking close.
I am interested to see how you can reuse a coffin.
All right.
Because isn't the whole point it's in the ground already?
Let's do coffin first,
Thank you.
and then we'll do Cowpoke. And thank you very much to Danger Bear Wolf Turtle for $10 over there on PayPal. 205 away from our goal tonight. If a bunch of you just chip in a little bit, we're going to knock that goal out, no problem, and we won't have to fucking mention it and bother you. I hate bothering you with it, but if we knock it down, we do a half hour of overtime, and then we have time for everything. Let's do used coffins first, then we'll do Cowpoke, then we'll do the senior center prom, then Joy Reid.
That sounds good.
So I think we got a pretty good lineup for tonight. If you guys feel like contributing to that, again, PayPal links are in the chat. 205 away from today's goal. It's also pinned to the top of the page as well. There's Streamlabs and PayPal super chats count also. Or if you want to become a member tonight, that gets knocked off too. All right, used coffin traded in to borrow money at pawn shop as economy worsens. Yeah, you don't want to play this if you're a Democrat running for re-election.
Not usually.
Let's hit play on this one.
Courtney Fromm here with Fox 31. We're in Boulder County right now following up on a fatal attempted...
This is what happens. These
Well, that's
videos
not
run
it.
by themselves, and then they skip to the next one. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I just got to refresh, and then it'll give me the coffin story
She was hot, though.
that I know you're all dying for. Would you?
I would.
Turning over their stuff. Colorado pawn shop seeing an increase in the number of people turning over their stuff for cash, all because of inflation.
Now, they're saying times are tough and they're trying to make ends meet. And get this, one man actually turned in a coffin. Fox 31's Vicente Arenas.
Okay. Now, if you're a pawn shop owner, is this a don't look a gift horse in the mouth kind of thing? And you just go, all right, fuck it, I'll give you a going rate for a coffin. Or do you go like, bro, I got to ask you, where'd you get it?
Okay, that you have to do that, but then if I'm the pawn shop owner, I'm also kind of thinking like resale. Like, am I going to sell it again?
Yeah.
You'll
you'll
do you
sell
think
the coffin.
So? People buy
for
it.
sure.
I'm a little
Do you know how
squeezed out thinking somebody else used it.
There's these rules that the funeral homes will get you to believe that you have to buy their coffins. And some places just won't take your business if you don't buy their coffins. There's like laws where they have to let you buy other coffins,
Sure.
but they don't have to take your business.
I don't know.
So if you go, I want to buy my own coffin somewhere else, they'll go, oh, well, because of our own personal rules and everything else, we can't take you if you're not, because we can't check out the coffin, blah, blah, blah. So they're really fucking expensive from the funeral home. So
I know that.
if you can get one from a pawn shop and get someone buried, why not?
I don't know.
Especially if you don't give a shit about the person.
Super fucking sad like example, but I guess like I knew a kid that passed away and somebody made the coffin. I guess you could make it yourself
Ew.
too. It was really fucked up.
How young was the kid?
2.
Oh, and they handmade the
It
coffin?
was made out of red cedar, and it was like
No.
that.
You buried a baby in a cedar box?
It's fucked up. I know.
The fuck is wrong?
That
No.
was maybe the hardest thing.
We
But
buy a nice coffin for the child.
point being, though,
A pillowy coffin.
no, look. I thought it was very special that somebody wanted to do that for her.
No, not special at all.
God, you were weird.
No, we buy a nice flowery coffin, pillows and everything else. We make it real nice.
You don't think there was pillows in it? You think it was just a wood box?
I just imagine a cedar box.
I have a picture of it. I'll show you sometime.
They better have got it decked out.
It's very nice.
I'd be better off in a cedar box on a slow train back to Georgia.
I want to see him again.
And the gray walls of a prayer to rent. Sorry. Anyway, what do you think of this story so far?
I want to know
I
what
think
happened.
I'd rather die and go to hell and face the devil and to lie here with you and him together on my mind. All right, sorry. Your thoughts. Continue. No.
I just kind of want to know.
I'd be better off in a pine box on a slow train back to Georgia. All right, sorry, go ahead. Back to your selling your coffins because you can't afford bacon.
Where did it come from?
Where did it go? Where did it come from? Coffin Eye Joe.
Can we help you?
At Pasternak's Pawn Shop on East Colfax, over the
Little Rock, Pasternak, Mickey Mantle, Kerouac, Sputnik, Show and Lie Bridge over River Kwai. Sorry.
Too much singing. Too much.
No such thing.
past year, there's been a steady increase in the number of people coming in and turning in all kinds of things to make a few bucks.
Our loans have gone through the roof with the economy being much lower and people needing more money.
But
that guy's got to be cleaning up, but pawn shops have to be doing very well.
I think it'd be kind of a fun job.
Like a bad economy. In a good economy, pawn shops are probably eating shit because people are like, I can afford to just go to the store.
Right, nobody cares to go.
Right, but now you need a laptop or something now, and you're like, wow, $199 for
I like old weird shit.
I like cheap
I go to
shit.
a pawn shop.
This, a used transport coffin, was a first. It's
okay,
selling for
now in fairness, that's not the coffin they bury you in. That's a transport coffin, so that's like to the...
Like carrying it to the gravesite.
Yeah, or carrying it to the funeral home or getting it to and from.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily the one they bury you in.
It looks like they spray painted that shit.
It does. It looks like a, yes,
And the paint's
do-it-yourself
chipping
job.
away on the edges? No.
$499. One man who didn't want to be identified
trumpet.
is
A
pawning
beaten up
things, he says, a lot more often.
As times have gotten tougher and...
Oh, come on. Can we not? Can we not wear our Looney Tunes Crocs on the day we're going to be interviewed by the news?
You don't want Space Jam Crocs?
No, we don't have Space Jam Crocs
wrong
on
with
News
you?
Day. God, this guy. And socks.
Look, they're like 6 times too big for him, too.
And socks in his Crocs. Of course, this guy works at a pawn
socks.
shop.
I hate a
Just the inflation rates.
Is pawning things, he says, a lot more often.
As times have gotten tougher and just the inflation rates has caused me to come in probably once a month now selling things.
Enjoy your new
Bro, that's a college kid, though. Like, college kids are always going to pawn shops to buy booze. They sell shit so they can buy some liquor.
We've all been there.
Yeah. I used to sell all my old DVDs and shit and video games.
I've always been big on like selling clothes I don't wear or shit like that. Movies.
Yeah. Like,
not really movies. You don't get anything for movies.
I remember living in Litchfield doing radio, and I would gather up a shitload of movies and DVD box sets that I had of like different shows. And I would take them to Electric Fetus in St. Cloud.
I loved that place.
And I would sell them, and I could buy booze.
That was the way to go.
I'd make like 40,
You know what?
I'd make like 40, 50 bucks. And like, that was like, you weren't drinking Ron Diaz. You could drink Captain Morgan that day. Because Captain
And that's
Morgan.
a good day. Or
Yeah,
Southern
a
Comfort.
liter of Morgan was what, like 15 to 20 bucks?
God, the things we drank were just shameful. Just fucking shameful.
You know what? If it was the only thing, if the decision was, you can't drink today at this event you're going to, or you have to have Captain Morgan and Dr. Pepper, I would drink it. I think I would still drink it.
I don't like either of those things.
I don't remember the last time I had that, but I feel like I would still drink
I
it.
had a system with this girl. Okay, there.
You dyke out and
She
would
was
give
kind
you
of
booze?
one of my neighbors at the townhomes I lived in at the time. Her name was Sarah, and her and I would kind of pool together as much money we could over like a few weeks' time in a jar on the counter. And then we'd go in on like just this big ass bottle of like Sky vodka or Platinum vodka or something and totally just milk that as long as we could. It was so stupid.
A little Pinnacle vodka?
I don't think I got Pinnacle. I never bought UV. I never stooped that low.
Oh, wow. Kharkov, Phillips?
Nope. None of that. I thought it was gross.
vacuum.
Thank you.
And buying things, too, like this old vacuum cleaner purchased by Roxy Kessler.
You can't afford anything because gas prices are so damn high that it raises the prices of everything. You know, food, insurance.
What the fuck is going on with this lady? She's a mess.
If you just looked at her from the waist down, that's a dude. Is that not a dude?
A dude
that
with
is like broad.
A dude with a nice, shiny, new $50 vacuum, I'll
That's
have
true.
you know.
Yeah.
Who's now going to have like the cleanest house in the apartment complex.
My parents just bought like that same one. I bet it was like $200 now.
Nobody else's room at the halfway house is going to look as nice as hers.
It's true.
You know, everything, the price is just skyrocketing. You can't afford to buy anything new.
Kessler is not alone. 40% of unbanked or underbanked households have used pawn shops. That stat coming from the National Pawnbrokers Association. Pawn shops.
Wait, time out. You did your research into how many people are using pawn shops from the National Pawnbrokers Association. I don't think that's an unbiased source.
You don't think it'd be skewed at all?
No, I think it would be a little bit fucked with. Tiny bit. Hey, you know how many people are playing golf? Well, Golf Digest did the numbers. The golf golf course owners of America say it's everybody.
Hey, you see that little dragon hat over there with the spikes, though? You know you need that.
The Shitty Dance Corporation, it says, quote, everybody's doing the locomotion.
Tell Fox 31, they're also seeing more white-collar customers. The trend not surprising to MSU economics professor Christina.
Well, true. I mean, white-collar people need to buy Coke.
It's very true.
You can
And
get
where
your-
else do you go?
If you can get your Coke money from the pawn shop, I mean, it's a win-win. Get rid of some of your old shit. Poor people get to buy it. You get cocaine.
I hear those sales actually float the pawn shops in hard times.
Yes. White-collar cocaine sales.
Huber.
There's a lot of concern. We've been told for, over a year now that this
Wait a minute. Did the news really do the news interview from the pawn shop laptop as if to say, hey, look, the pawn shop's laptop works?
I think I have that same laptop.
is temporary and it's lasting longer than we
Oh,
thought.
fuck yeah.
We're
Hold
in.
on. Go back.
People
Look
are
at this
starting
shit.
to get temporary and it's
Oh, that's a winner.
Somebody's taking a ride to Pasternak's. You mean this beauty got left there?
And there's a fucking bong next to it.
Oh, no, that's a vase.
Made you think, though, huh?
That's not bong.
lasting longer than we thought. I think people are starting to get a little nervous.
How long will it take to sell a used coffin? Well, that's not clear. And neither is
Oh, a
what
Jar
might
Jar
come in
Binks.
next to Pasternak's on Broadway.
There's Teletubbies
All right,
and
that was
shit.
RV Center is reporting.
I kind of want to go to that place.
I do too. What was that called?
Pasternak's.
Okay.
Pasternak's is in Colorado.
There's a place we like in Becker called Another Man's Treasure. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that place is a fucking mess too.
They're all a mess and they all have the same smell.
Yeah.
Every single one.
It's a goofy goddamn thing.
My favorite is still Sibley Antiques in Litchfield.
Am I the only one who thinks that coffin's going to sell a lot quicker than anyone thinks?
I don't think it will. I think people are skeezed out by the thought of a used coffin.
I think there's somebody not very close to them died and they've been left in charge because they didn't know anybody else. And they were like, fucking a pawn shop coffin will work.
Well, I guess what do you do with like you said, that was like a, that's not like the burial coffin. It's the to and from thing. What is it called?
Transport coffin.
Transport coffin. What do you usually do with those when you're done with the funeral?
Send them to the pawn shop.
I've never done that. I helped bury my grandma's.
Rupert with $9.99. Guys, let's not make Rupert do all the work. Getting us down to 200 there. That's very cool. Let's get the rest of the way there tonight. $200 away from our goal. Rupert says, according to my studies, all my friends dance because if they don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. It's a legitimate statistic.
Good one.
He even gave them the choice in the poll. Dance if you want to. Leave your friends behind.
And what are you going to do?
Well, if your friends don't dance, if his friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, then they're no friends of his. So I think that question kind of answered itself, as it were. All right, guys, if we're gonna do this Cowpoke thing, I have a problem. I have trouble here because if we're gonna do this Cowpoke thing, I really got to lean the fuck in to Cowpoke.
I know.
And we're in rough shape tonight as far as knocking out our goal goes. So I'm going to trust you guys. There's the Streamlabs. There's the PayPal. If you feel like chipping in your $5 or $10 a month to Steel Toe tonight, now would be a great time and knock out that $200 sword of Damocles we got hanging over our head. And then knock that out, and we don't have to worry about it while we lean into some Cowpoke. Thank you very much to Jason for the $20 over there on PayPal. Appreciate that, buddy. 180.
Thank you.
Away from tonight's goal. So now we're going on a little rush there. We'll get this down to retrievable levels while we're doing this Cowpoke thing. Again, 180 away. Oh, damn it. I just read the headline. I didn't read the guy's actual thing. Been slacking on the donations. Got the whole office listening now. Lots of laughs throughout the day. But do have to turn you down when we get a phone call. Guys have been killing it since the move. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. I like that you got the whole office listening.
That is fun.
That's pretty good. 180 away from tonight's goal. And what do we usually say? Under 150 by the time we hit the offering plate segment, we're usually looking in pretty good shape.
I think it's optimistic.
You guys are getting there. So let's lean into some Cowpoke. If you don't know who Cowpoke is, we explained him earlier. He's a guy here in Minnesota who's got a YouTube channel that, I mean, let's be honest, a couple dozen people will watch?
I think he's gotten a little bit of a bump from Steel Toe.
A little bit. I mean, Steel Toe people will watch him, but when we first ran into him, he was getting like 10 views on his videos.
Yes.
And he didn't give a fuck. He just kept making them and yelling into the void. And he would shit talk us. He would shit talk these other people that nobody had ever heard of.
He's got like 10 different companies, quote unquote, or like brands.
And then every time he wants to shit on somebody, he tells them that they're a board member now of one of his companies and so on and so forth. Well, we've kind of befriended him throughout this whole time. And Cowpoke now will sometimes attack people that come after us, which is very interesting. He recently eulogized Jake Hudson, who allegedly died last week.
Why did that start?
This was the rumor. On Friday, people were coming into our chat going, Jake Hudson died. And I yelled at the guy. I'm like, God, dude, shut the fuck up. I already saw it 3 times you told me that. All right, Jake Hudson's dead. I don't care. Well, Cowpoke decided to make a video about it.
Okay.
And he did it from a porta-potty. This is going to be a fun Cowpoke video to go over. But first, we went on that run we were talking about. Thank you very much to Bandit for $20 over on PayPal. Mr. Nobody with $5 says, if I was born on a farm and retarded, I'd buy a coffin from a pawn shop. But I wasn't, so I didn't.
If I'd grown up on a farm and was retarded, Bruges might impress me. But I didn't, so it doesn't.
Do you want to watch that movie tonight?
Oh, which one is that again?
In Bruges.
We could try it.
You tried once, but you were very sleepy.
Did I? See, I don't remember that.
In Bruges is a very funny
all.
movie. Did you see the, oh, guys, what was the movie we watched the pilot to this morning? Did you hear the pilot of the Brendan Gleeson, Colin Farrell movie?
Didn't you say it was about, I was working
It's
really
literally
hard. It's
about a guy.
Two guys that were.
He just doesn't want to be friends with the guy anymore.
That's what they don't want to be friends.
But it's a small little town in Ireland, and they all just get, I figure as a person who grew up in Litchfield, you would love this fucking movie.
I'm a sucker for a good Irish accent, too.
Let me play you the thing to this, and then we will get to Cowpoke today.
So we're going to choose between this or In Bruges? Is that what you said?
No. This the Banshees of Inisherin. Did anyone in the chat get that, by the way? Banshees of Inisherin? No, you didn't. Okay. The Banshees of Inisherin is not out yet. But this is the movie. It's Brendan Gleeson. It's two of my favorite guys. It's Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell. They can't miss. This is their movie.
If I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you.
Oh, I love him, too.
I just don't like you no more.
That's the movie. The movie is the guy going, what have I done to you? And the guy's like, I just don't like you anymore.
I wish Liam Neeson would have been in this.
No, Brendan Gleeson and Colin
Really?
Farrell better than Liam Neeson.
Okay.
Have you been rowing?
Have you been rowing?
Have we been rowing? Well, you are rowing. It does look like we're rowing.
You can't just stop being friends with a
I like
fella.
her, too.
I can't. You can. This is the whole movie. Is this little town is mad at Brendan Gleeson for not wanting to be Colin Farrell's friend anymore?
I'd watch
April,
this.
As a Litchfieldian, this has to somehow like touch you on some level.
Yeah, because especially with like relationships, like if the whole town like held a relationship in high esteem,
Yeah.
and then that thing just started falling apart. Everyone's talking about it, and everyone's like mad at whoever ruined that relationship.
Right.
And that is a real thing for sure.
I do have to subtract from that. Thank you to Benton J.A. Says, great show. I almost never watch it if it's anyone but April. Thank you very much. And Bandit of 71 with 20. Benton J.A. with 10. Then the 499 and 2. We're going to, oh, shit. I can't do math. 35 off the goal. We're 130 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys very, very much.
So Trucker 18-Wheeler says, one of my cousins built his own coffin. So do you remember Salsa Bob that I used to work with at my last job?
Yes.
His, I believe, sister-in-law, who, by the way, they're like 60, had her own coffin built like 30 years ago, and she sleeps in it every night because she is like bound and determined that if she was going to spend that much money on it, she was going to get her use out of it. And I'm not kidding.
Lunatic. All right, back to Banshees of Inisherin.
You can't just stop being friends with a fella.
He's dull, Siobhan.
But he's always been dull.
It's just, I just love the concept of like a guy just, it's not a heady movie. It's not like, oh, and this guy's going to come to Earth and he's going to conquer everything and blast everything in big explosions. It's just, I don't want to be friends with the guy. Why doesn't everybody just mind their own fucking business?
I'm getting pig vibes, like the truffle pig. I'm kind of getting that because it's a serious movie about something really stupid.
Maybe this whole thing has just been about getting you to stand up for yourself.
How are you, fatty? Dancing with your dog, is it?
What did you come here for?
I just came to kick your door in and give you a slagging.
How you doing, fatty? Dancing with the dog now, are you?
Look at that creepy fucking mask back there.
Why aren't you talking to Porrig no more?
That wouldn't be a sin now, would it, Father?
No,
His fucking priest wants to know why he's not talking to his friend.
but it's not very nice either, is it?
What I've decided to do is this. I have a set of shears at home, and each time you bother me, I'll take one of my fingers off with them.
Every time this guy bothers him, he's going to cut off one of his own fingers.
I wish we could watch this tonight.
Starting from now. But shush like, Porrig. You know, shush like.
Yeah, I'd shush like.
It's about one boring man leaving another man alone.
One boring man. You're all fucking boring.
Let's just call it quits. We won't call it quits. We'll call it the start.
All this drama over a guy not wanting to be friends with another dude. The Banshees of Inisherin.
What the fuck?
It sounds like it's going to be a good movie.
I will definitely watch that one.
All right, guys. Let's do. Citizen M says Aaron loved April's coffin story. That wasn't my favorite. What are you going to do? 1:30 away from our goal tonight. Thank you guys very much. So now we can lean into some Cowpoke.
Yes, I'm ready.
Cowpoke decided. Now again, we've explained Cowpoke to the new audience members. You're going to love this guy. We've played him before. For the newer people, we played one of his mukbang videos where he goes through the drive-thru. We were basically trying to teach Tony Michaels how to do a food drive-thru vlog.
Got to get the sauce on the face.
Cowpoke just eats and drips and wipes and slurps and Cowpoke does it
Burps.
right. Burps and talks with his mouth full. He's disgusting. He's wonderful.
Falling out of his mouth.
So Cowpoke this weekend decided to make a video from a porta-potty. Here we go. It's called Porta-Potty Rant. Jake Hudson tips over dead channel. This is our buddy Cowpoke, and he starts it off with taps to honor the death of Jake Hudson. Jake Hudson dies. Rest in peace, Jake the Snake. Loved URL network loser. It's all right.
Oh my God.
Jake Hudson dies, troll 2022.
What the fuck?
Little production value in a Cowpoke video.
What's in the porta potty?
I don't know, but notice Cowpoke's going in the big wide one and not the little skinny one.
Always go in the wide one. I don't like feeling like it's touching me.
So he's written a bunch of stuff on these.
Oh.
Papa Grizz. Yeah, so he's written all this stuff on the walls of the porta potty.
The smell alone isn't worth this video.
No.
What the fuck, Cowpoke?
So here we go. Here's our boy.
Well, his channel's dead. He's dead.
Oh.
He's throwing the Jake Hudson stuff in the porta potty.
It's all world's worth to go to. That's it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch
Don't
it.
touch
Stop
it. Oh,
touching
and
that.
he touched the.
That's it. It's all over. Crying the tears. Jake the Snake.
Why are you talking?
Stop that.
Why are you talking in a porta potty? And don't light that up.
Don't light
in
that
a porta
in there.
potty.
Please don't light that in there.
That's fucking disgusting, Cowpoke.
I want a Looney Tunes explosion right now.
Just have it blow up and watch his. He's just got his little lips are still good. The rest of him's black. Falls into a pile of ash and his little eyes are blinking in it.
We're out here in November. All this.
Oh, man.
Remember, Deuce did all this behavior, not me.
Cowpoke podcast, Dave Sports, YouTube trolls. Don't trust them.
Yep. Young Queen.
What is the point here?
Don't sit down. Cowpoke, do not sit down on that dirty ass porta potty toilet seat and smoke a cigarette and talk into your camera. Don't do this.
You have to burn your pants after this.
Don't do this, Cowpoke.
Oh, we're right in the middle of
Don't touch anything.
the begging season.
Don't.
Oh,
Oh,
he's just leaning on everything.
don't lean on the ugly.
Man.
The YouTuber in his channel is dead anyway, so.
I will give him this. He's brave.
Oh, don't touch. Oh, he's touching the rails.
I know. He's leaning on this one and grabbing that one.
He's leaning where all the poop has been.
You know what, though? I'm starting to understand the cigarette. The smell of the smoke needs to mask
Maybe
the
that's
shit
it.
smell.
Yeah, the nicotine smell will help.
Stan. Savage wouldn't identify his body. She identified when Eloy had passed away. I guess he was having rough sex in his Me OnlyFans page. Some token Negro, I guess. I don't know.
Cowpoke's got some fucking sex appeal going. He's blowing smoke
And
at the
he's
camera.
talking about token Negroes and shit like
rough
that.
sex and shit.
Rough sex
Oh,
on
man.
OnlyFans. Jesus.
Is that how Jake died?
But, board member of SPEC.
Speculation Sports, that's one of his networks.
He loved Amberly Ambrosia.
Oh my God.
You know, I spoke to Steel Toe Tard Show.
No, he didn't. I just want to point out, whatever Cowpoke's about to say now is a lie. I have not spoken to Cowpoke.
I think the most interaction I've had with him in months is like I liked a tweet of his.
Yes.
That was it.
And the one video he did, I didn't see it. Adam told me he was choking his chicken with a Steel Toe Tard Show t-shirt.
Thank you for finishing
they're
that.
accusing Jake of jerking off with a Steel Toe t-shirt, and that is how he died.
Well, that is the way to go.
Okay, jerking
If
off
you
with a
will.
Steel Toe t-shirt on. That's interesting. I had not heard that.
I think you should only jerk off with a steel toe
That's true.
t-shirt.
Now they're gonna miss a regular troll. I mean, I'm sorry. Here's the thing, right?
That's kind of a good Jake impression.
So I guess he died in the double wide.
I guess so. I guess he died in the double wide. It's actually
God
kind of a
damn.
funny Cowpoke video.
He thought about that for a while, I bet.
You ever seen the movie Bubba Gump? It's bolded over. Remember?
It's Forrest Gump.
Same kind of
Forrest
thing.
Gump.
I mean, here's the thing. We're not sorry. Someone passed away as a board member. You know, I gave him some stuff for Christmas. I went down there and I told Savage to just donate the CDs I gave him. I'll bury his carcass.
I'll bury his carcass.
What the fuck?
He loved he loved Pickle Boy. He loved wrestling. Turned on me, turned on Dave, turned on everybody. That's what he did.
He is really sucking down that cigarette, by the
I was
way.
going to say, that must be a damn good cigarette.
He is sucking that thing down quick.
Gets me every time.
He's sitting in a porta potty smoking,
The
talking
snake tips over.
about Jake Hudson.
Do you know how dirty that toilet is?
Oh.
What are you going to do, right?
Actually, we're getting this all wrong. We're criticizing him for touching the things in the porta potty. That porta potty's got to feel violated touching Cowpoke.
Which is worse?
Yeah, which one is worse, indeed?
Sad. Gets gassed. What do you want to talk? Stops breathing, dies. I mean,
Jesus
Pitch
Christ.
Creek passed away. Arizona Ingrate, Nelson Green, Evil Anus.
All right, this is where he's going to get into his own Cowpoke shit.
Oh,
But
man.
Cowpoke's videos are always like 3-minute videos that go 15 minutes long. That's always the problem with Cowpoke.
That guy's hugged me before. That guy's a porta potty sitter with your pants
He is.
on.
He's a porta potty sitter, and he's hugging
Ugh.
people. Yep, 100%. He's a sock hamming it up. He's not a real smoker. I don't know, man. That
No,
looked
he
like a real
smokes.
smoker to me.
He smokes in his PT Cruiser.
Yes.
I think he smoked at the anniversary party, too.
Yes, he did. Farley Burge says, thank you for a beautiful 6 months. Still waiting for my t-shirt.
What?
I will not be doing any sexual acts with the t-shirt. You two are the best.
There's no way. I know I sent you one. Unless it didn't get to you.
I saw the package that
Yeah.
had his name on it.
Yep. I remember that.
So, Farley, that's interesting.
Will you message me? Talk to me, please.
Yeah. Farley, thank you for saying something because I saw her take the package that had your name on it
That's disappointing.
to the post office. Huh. All right. Well,
sorry, buddy.
We'll get a beat on that, buddy, if you will. Thank you for saying something. Triple N says, I think you missed my dono. Oh, did I? Were people going nuts during the Cowpoke thing? All right. Thank you very much, Triple N. He says, fecking is a good word. It really is. You have to be Irish to pull it off, though. But yes, it is a good word. 120 away from tonight's goal. Thank you, guys. We're getting very, very close to knocking that out and doing a half hour of overtime. Thank you, Triple N, for reminding us. I didn't realize how much was going on in the chat during that Cowpoke segment.
Well, we got sucked in.
He's smoking manure.
It has a stink in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, Sound Vortex says, ever see the movie Lieutenant Dan Gump? Yeah, did he call Forrest Gump Bubba
He said,
Gump?
You ever seen the movie Bubba Gump?
You ever seen the movie Bubba Gump? Which it would have been a funny line because he was saying they're going to bulldoze Jake Hudson's double wide the way they bulldozed Jenny's dad's house.
I was going to say, like, can we confirm that he's alive or not? Is Jake alive?
I don't want to know because I want the news to be true. So I don't want to find out he's still kicking because I'll just get bummed out.
I'd feel kind of bad.
Oh, not me. April, I'm very excited to show you this movie tonight if you want to watch it.
If I'd grown up on a farm and was retarded, Bruges might impress me. But I didn't, so it doesn't.
I'll try it.
All right, this next story is going to be very quick. Then we'll get to the old people in the nursing home having a prom. You guys ready to make dry pussy jokes? I hope you are. I hope you're excited for a dry pussy joke bonanza.
Sawdust all over that floor.
Oh, my God. Just a lot of lube and half-hard dicks.
Oh, my God. It's literally a dance sponsored by KY because what you need. KY and Astroglide.
And Pfizer.
And Pfizer.
Yes, absolutely. You got to have your boner pills. Let's watch Joy Reid first. She's another one of these people who are coping really hard before the election even takes place. It's kind of like that ABC article we read where they're like, the Republicans are going to take a lead early. I mean, wasn't that really quiet part out loud, that whole article?
Yes,
absolutely. It's like, but then they're going to count the Democratic votes and they'll pull ahead. It's like, are you reporting the news or are you wishing openly in an article? Like, you're ABC. You're supposed to just be reporting the news.
No, it's absolutely your wishes.
Yeah, and here you are crossing your fingers in a news article. But by the way, the Paul Pelosi thing they did, that didn't meet their news standards. No. Reporting that he went back towards the assailant rather than to the police and making people think, well, this is kind of fucked up.
It's a little screwy.
They took that down because that didn't meet their journalism standards. But actively hoping that the mail-in ballots get counted and supersede any lead the Republicans take, that's news reporting.
Well, they just sit there, well, wouldn't you want to vote for your side?
Joy Reid is one of the most bitter, partisan, hacky, my side over any kind of reason people you'll ever meet. And everything is always someone else's fault. It's never her philosophy. It's never the people she likes. It's just, and it's usually white people, if we're being honest. This is Joy Reid's take on the economy. And again, the Democrats have kind of pigeonholed themselves into this thing where we want to win the election, but in order to win the election, we have to call everybody stupid for recognizing reality.
That is stupid, wouldn't you think?
Like, we have to convince people that they're fucking dumb and the economic stuff that's going on isn't really going on. They're being tricked. Check this out. This is some wild tap dancing.
The people I ever hear use the word inflation are journalists and economists, right? So that is not.
I've been using the word inflation since I was at least 20.
Hold on. Even if she was telling the truth, aren't those the people that should be using it?
No, what she's saying is, like, how dare the plebs, they shouldn't know the word inflation. They're being taught that, well, here, we'll play this.
And economists, right? So that is not part of the normal lexicon of the way people talk. So it's interesting that Republicans are doing something they don't normally do, right? Which is not use the common tongue, right? Not use just common English to sort of do on their campaigns like they're doing with crime. But what they've done is they've taught people the word inflation, right? Yeah. Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it.
Right. You see, we're all fucking really stupid. So these mastermind Republicans, who, by the way, when they're not talking about inflation, remember, those Republicans are stupid, white supremacists, Nazis, all that. So these dumb, backward farmer Republicans, these big dumb dipshits who shouldn't be allowed to run the country, they're actually so smart that they take words and implant them in people's heads. This is what I talk about with Democrats and liberals doing projection. They're taking what they do to people, like trans and cis and all these other phrases they've created, and they inject them into people's brains at gunpoint. So they accuse Republicans of doing the same thing. What? Inflation is fucking us in the ass. It couldn't be that we suck. Republicans must be tricking people. Well, that kind of conflicts with your whole idea that they're stupid.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, obviously they're projecting big time. Like, most people don't consider doing that stuff as normal.
And not only that, like, even if people didn't know the word inflation, they're smart enough to go to the store or the gas station and look at their receipt now and their receipt 2 years ago. You don't need to know the word inflation to know, this is a quote, I believe, shit be fucked.
That was one of my first thoughts. Like, okay, the word inflation now doesn't exist. Wipe it off the face of the earth. There's still a phenomena, like, of all my prices are going up for everything. You don't need a word. You can just kind of tell, like, oh, things are fucked.
It would still exist.
Yes.
If the word wasn't like front and center in people's minds.
Including on TV, including in newspapers, they've been taught this word, and they sort of wrap this word around whatever it is that they really want to vote, the reasons they really want to vote.
Trip over yourself somewhere.
Well, you know why she tripped over herself? Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. She did that thing called talking yourself into a corner is the problem.
And they never feel stupid about it. They really don't. They think they're getting out here and really doing something.
Yeah, they kind of they get done with it and they go, whew, nailed it. Yeah.
Let me have my bottle of wine now.
That is so weird. Like, yeah, Republicans, they just taught people inflation. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure the gas pump taught people inflation.
Why don't you just tell us we're all programmed?
Yeah. Dave S. says she's the kind of person who holds a fart in until they get into the car. I didn't think that.
What?
I didn't know. So instead of expensive shit, we say inflation. Right, that's it. You could remove the word inflation, say it didn't exist. People would say, shit be getting expensive.
Dollar signs going up.
Yeah. Marquise writes, what in the fuck is she talking about? I don't know, because I don't think it even, I don't even think it makes sense to her.
No, it's all just word salad.
The closer we get to this election, the more they're just spinning and spinning and spinning and and they're just like, look, if I spin fast enough, I can undo this whole mess.
It's a good old short circuit.
Yeah. Mr. Nobody says, common tongue for inflation, shit is more expensive than it was last year. Right.
Shit be spendy.
Shit be spendy. Yeah.
Me big dummy.
Yeah, shit be. Here's a lethal combination for our economy. If you didn't teach us inflation, here's what we know. Shit be expensive and women be shopping. Put those together. There you go. Women be shopping and shit be expensive.
Price be bigger.
Price be bigger. John Myers says these are the same people who acted like they were epidemiologists for 2 years. Right?
God,
yeah.
Yes.
They're tricking people into words and things. Oh, really? Do we want to go back and talk about COVID? Oh, that's right. We're not going to.
Truce?
Because we declared
truce,
a COVID truce.
Oh,
yes.
I finally got the thing I was looking for.
Yeah, don't beat me with that stick for crippling your children's education.
Putting your kids developmentally behind.
Yeah.
Fuck.
As if that wasn't
all the
part
social
of
anxieties.
As if that wasn't some part of weird 1%er design.
Oh, wait, you can't watch your teacher talk so you can learn how to mouth a word? Now you can't talk for a few years.
Paul says, I used to be mostly liberal. I mean, it isn't like any well-rounded person won't hold beliefs that are both liberal and conservative. Right. I hold both sets of beliefs, which is why I find both parties to be depressingly bad.
I agree. And I feel like when I go out to vote tomorrow, it's going to be mostly spite votes because I don't like what's going on.
People are coming up with different words for inflation to make Joy Reid feel better. Triple N comes up with price go uppedness. Ooh, nice snort. Jesus.
Prices be uppity.
Prices be all uppity and shit.
Did I snort? I'm sorry.
It was really different.
It came from the laugh.
Triple N says, brought to you, Republicans brainwashed you and taught you inflation. Brought to you by the people who redefined gain of function and redefined vaccine.
Don't talk about those, remember?
Oh,
we just shook on it.
No, that one's a fact. Like, they did literally change the phrasing of it at the CDC. That's fun. So yes, Joy Reid is in fact a fucking idiot. Donald Trump could announce 2024 bid tonight. I hope he doesn't. I hope this fucking guy. I tell you what, if he announces his candidacy tonight, I am 1,000% convinced that he's controlled opposition. Working for the Democrats.
I can see where you got there. I don't think like that usually. I just see him as like big loud man who kind of wants power.
If this sack of shit can't stand back away from the spotlight for one goddamn night,
that's what I'm saying.
He
needs it.
Gonna lose it.
He loves it.
He trashed DeSantis last Friday or Saturday.
That's a bad look.
And then it called him Ron DeSanctimonious. And then the next night he's campaigning in Florida. And he must have gotten word that people were not happy about that because he shut his fucking mouth about Ron DeSantis when he was in Florida, boy.
I mean, man, like even if Ron's not going to run, that's not a good look for you to trash that guy. That's like the guy.
And I don't know, like if he runs, he sucks so much energy out of the room that I don't think I want DeSantis to run if Trump runs. Because all that's going to happen is DeSantis is going to run, he's going to beat him, And then Trump is going to tell all his followers to stay home, don't support DeSantis, because he's a whiny fucking baby when he loses.
I definitely think that if the two of them won, that it becomes more of just about the shit show of the campaign instead of just like, the actual orders of business.
At any rate, I really hope that fucking guy does not announce his 2024 candidacy, because then the Democrats have that thing they can use to get all their people out to vote. Like, oh, big bad Trump. Look, the Republicans will take the House, they'll take the Senate, and then he'll run again, and then the Republicans can fix it for him. Oh, yeah, like more of that projecting shit.
Yep.
And then, you can get him. And it might boost him a couple of points, which is all they'll need.
Well, your boogeyman's back.
I hope he has the decency to not be a complete dickbag for one night in his fucking life.
We'll see.
I agree with Cliff. We need a third party. We won't, because we have two parties and they have rigged the laws basically to make it impossible for a third party to break through. So that's probably not going to happen, but I agree with you, sir. We are 120 away from our goal tonight, not the 165 that the pinned message says. There we go. 120 away from our goal tonight and 10 minutes away from our offering plate segment, which is pretty close for the offering plate segment. So if we go, we had about 6 or 7 really nice people go on a rally for us about a half hour ago. We do the same thing now, and I think we've pretty much got that goal knocked out. As far as the goal goes tonight, holy shit, do we have a lot of good stuff. We're not going to even be able to get to all of our Lolcows making all kinds of nonsense trouble, but we'll give it our best. If your generosity says that we're doing an extra 30 minutes tonight. Now, tomorrow night, if we knock out our goal, we're going to do an extra 2 to 3 hours of overtime and do a full-on election coverage special.
It's going to be loaded. A lot of fun people watching, right?
It should be a lot of fun. I mean, can we all agree we're going to watch probably MSNBC's coverage?
Yes.
Ooh, Young Turks coverage?
I was just going to suggest Young Turks.
Ooh, you guys want to watch the Young Turks tomorrow?
They're going to have a hard time.
That could be a fun one. If Tony Michaels does one, we could watch him too.
You said he was already almost crying.
Oh, he was almost crying today. He is a fucking lunatic. Well, anyway, we're gonna watch one of the Cope streams tomorrow during our coverage.
We'll check in with them.
Then we'll throw you some numbers and shit like that. But at any rate, 120 away from our goal tonight. If you want to help us hit that, there's the links on Streamlabs and PayPal. Raiderhawk Media says, isn't Compound Media doing something tomorrow night? Sure, flip between the two of us.
Yeah,
ooh,
we can
Gurmy
share.
with a good one. Hassan Piker.
That would be a good one.
Ooh.
I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life.
That could be an interesting one. That could be a good one to watch.
To me, the Young Turks are going to be the most exciting.
Same family.
Yes.
Same family. All right, guys, let's watch this news story real quick. Then we'll beg you up for that other 120 and then hopefully be able to do overtime tonight. Here we go. This is a senior center prom. Dust off your dusty pussy jokes. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Dozens of North Bay seniors this evening. The Redwood Senior Living Facility in Mill Valley hosted its annual prom along with some local high school students.
Oh, that guy is bending a bitch over this evening. She's all tipsy, hammering on him on the dance. Like, you told me you would take me to dinner first. And he's like, oh, I hope she takes her medication because I know she gets groggy and then I can take this broad from the back way.
He's going to go bend her over the water cooler.
Oh, he sure is.
7 News reporter Tim Johns was also there to check out the fun and has the story.
From the outside looking in, it was a night decades in the making.
Oh, they were cute.
I just imagine all these guys with all those spots on their heads and like they're on their last legs. I just imagine them just crushing puss for one more night.
This might be the only time they've had sex in the last 20 years.
Just shattering chicks' hips. Just these old bitches getting pounded and wrecking, like things cracking and breaking.
Yeah, how many do they have ambulances like on standby?
My God. They're just going to be running people out of there. It's going to be a shuttle. You know how there's usually a shuttle from your dance to the hotel?
Yes.
In this case, there's going to be a shuttle from the dance to the hospital, and it's just going to be the broken hip ward. All right, guys, listen. It's going to be a tough night tonight. The senior center is having their big prom, so we're going to have a lot of blown-out pussies. We're going to have a lot of prolapsed...
anuses?
No, that too. We're going to have some prolapsed vaginas.
Okay.
A lot of
It's bad.
reattaching vaginal mesh, and we're going to be fixing a lot of broken hips. So you're going to earn your money tonight, guys. We got this.
Can we open a class action lawsuit after this?
And by the way, our EMTs are going to be getting overtime tonight because it's just going to be here and back, here and back, here and back. It's going to be like that swamp in Forrest Gump where Gump brought all those people and he carried them. Yeah.
Yes.
Set off a flare.
What does it smell like in here? I very much picture like Aqua Velva aftershave and
Bengay and Dracar.
No, Dracar. Ooh, talcum powder.
Smells like Bengay, talcum, and fucking KY in that joint. Mama's got to stay moist.
It's slippery. Oh, if you put that shit on the floor, they're breaking all the hips.
No, I meant on their vaginas.
It drips.
Oh, that's true. Just start running.
On Friday, the Redwood Senior Living Community.
This guy. Oh, they're fighting over a bitch.
Thank God your moms and dads are dead because they wouldn't talk to you if they knew that you were about to do the devil's business with this gentleman.
He's taking them both.
Oh, he's about to knock these two old broads up and leave.
Best sex of their life, right?
Oh, they're going to get split in half. They call him the splitting mall.
In Marin held its annual senior prom.
I got my shiny clothes on. I don't have any prom dresses.
I pushed my tits up. I wore my come hither outfits.
I wore my shiny clothes.
Anymore, but I don't even own a skirt anymore.
The event, which has been a tradition at the retirement community, was put on hold for several years because of the pandemic. But this fall, it's back and bigger than ever, with local high school students joining dozens.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, there are no high school kids fucking that night. They are watching those old people grind on each other, and they're like, oh my God, my dick's suspended for a week.
Is this like community service for them? What is this?
Well, you know, before you graduate high school, you have to volunteer a certain amount of hours.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
I did. I had to do like 50 hours of community
you came
service.
from a busted-ass school.
Fuck right. Suburbs, man.
Of seniors for a night of dancing, laughter, and fun.
Well, I can just tell you I'm very excited. I would be delighted to dance, with a boy from the high school.
But for many...
Whoa!
Oh, whoa.
Grandma's surfing for high school dick. Easy there. Does Chris Hansen need to show up at one of these things?
Grandma needs some tiny weed.
Jesus.
From the kids to
I was hoping for some junior varsity cock tonight, so hi. Either that or I can have Edgar take his teeth out and munch my twat for a while. I'm not really sure.
She's going to dust off the old meat drape.
Jesus. I was really hoping one of the high school fellers would knock the dust off my pussy.
Oh.
Folks in attendance here tonight, the evening isn't just
Oh.
Feisty are we?
Oh, boy.
It's also a way to relive their lives in a whole new way.
She's not breaking eye
Two people
contact.
that might be the most true for are Grace Damon and her partner, Audrey Hazen.
Oh, Lesbos.
They look just like each other, too. Isn't that weird?
amazing?
People that end up together, they end up like looking like each other. That's what happened to them.
Wow.
They morphed.
Lesbians are hanging out together at the old folks' home.
You know what? Good for them.
Just.
I bet that's perfect, too. She just sits right in that chair while she goes to town.
Oh, yeah.
The two met each other several years ago.
Fucking pillow queen.
While living at the Redwoods.
I love her zest for life.
And pussy.
During our interview, the pair told me about their lives both as a couple and also as individuals before they knew each other. They say while they both attended their own high school proms many years ago,
back then, if they were to be who they wanted to be, they would have been beaten to death.
Okay.
So this is nice that they could have their senior prom and actually go and scissor afterwards without the threat of being dragged by a Chevy.
Dude, scissoring as an old lady would have to be the worst thing in the world. You're breaking your hips every time you have sex.
Yeah. Quit scissoring.
At least dislocating.
How about a slow grind?
they weren't necessarily experiences they enjoyed, coming to age at a time where being a gay person simply wasn't accepted.
I actually, one time, was the queen of a prom, and I went by myself. So that was an interesting year as a senior. I just really, I didn't.
These are the reporters hearing all these old people's prom stories. Ready? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Eisenhower. Yeah, for sure. Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Korean War was really something. That Mao was a Spitfire. Yeah, anyway.
Want to ask a king.
That makes this prom
most boring lesbians ever.
Yeah, give us some juice here. Give us some stories.
They're too old. There's no juice left.
No more juice on tap.
all the more special
The best part about old lesbians is the grease.
dust. Oh.
for the couple. A night made even more memorable.
Oh, we're showing off a little shoulder, you dirty little Ellen DeGeneres.
That is slipping, isn't it?
Oh, easy there, Tootsie.
By being crowned the two prom queens. Audrey and Grace say they live their lives day by day, uncertain of what the future may hold.
Well, of course you have to live your life day by day. You could die in your sleep.
A stiff breeze could kill you.
Yeah.
But no matter what comes their way, they tell me they're grateful to spend the remainder of their time together.
We don't have that.
I
many
never thought I'd
dances.
see that.
So it's very
I
special.
can count on one hand.
In Mill Valley,
I turned that hand into a fist.
Did you ever picture seeing two old ladies kissing? That just seems like
My boner's not as
Nothing
strong as I thought it would be.
mine either.
Uh.
I'm only half mass.
What do you do? All right, guys, we got to fire up the old music here, and we got to see if we can knock out that goal in the last 5 minutes, so we can do our overtime. We got to knock her under $50 by the time the music expires, and by the time we're done with regulation time here, then we do an extra half hour. We got a lot of stuff for you. We got a little Tony Michaels coping. We got some Opie, some Brendan. We'll see who we end up getting to during overtime tonight. But we got to run up. We got to knock out that 120. Thank you thank you very much to David. Hold on, you guys. David with $35 over on PayPal.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That's going to put us $85 away from our goal. There you go. $85 away. So not that bad at all. After David came in with that 35. All right, let's fire up the music. Let's see if we can knock out that 85 and call it overtime tonight. Music, please. Very, very cool. And remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. We recently cleared 5,900 subs.
It's going so fast.
5,900 today, so we're getting very close to 6,000. We want to be at 7,000 by the end of the year. That would be really, really cool. And then hopefully 10 by the summertime. That would be awesome.
Subscribe.
85 away. Paul becoming a new member. Now remember, new members do knock $5 off the goal.
Thank you.
But what we do at the beginning of the month now is we take all the memberships we have, multiply them by 5, divide them by 35, and that's how much each day's goal, or each show's goal, goes down. So thank you, Paul. And Mr. Nobody with $4.99 says, did you get your herp lip from the senior prom? No, I did not.
How fucking shitty.
I came about it, honestly.
By his
Shane
father.
M says, I vote for Tony Michaels and puts in $10. Thank you, buddy. $70 away from our goal tonight. There's Alexis. Said, sorry you had to read the Chip Chipperson line twice. Forgot to make it a super chat the first time. Well, you didn't have to, but we appreciate that you did.
Thank you.
65 away from our goal. I love it when it's like this. I love it when it's $5-10 at a time and everybody's just chipping in a little to steel toe and wanting their overtime. It means we're doing a good job tonight, so we appreciate that. That's what the asking for money does.
Yep.
Hey, are we doing a good show? Hey, let's support this thing. Keep it going. Or, nah, that's enough of them for tonight. Fuck these guys. That's this show's been lacking. I like that. Keeps you performing, as it were.
I like the stories you had tonight.
$65 away from our goal. There's the PayPal and Streamlabs links in the chat. That knocks it out quicker, as they only take about 3%. But YouTube only takes 30, so they can both go pretty quick. What do we got here? About 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes left to knock out the rest of our goal tonight. $65 away. Marquise says, I got your package, April. So he got his VIP stuff.
Did you love it? I hope you loved it.
I hope you liked it, buddy. A couple of minutes left. $65 away from tonight's goal. So once we get under 50, we give you the overtime. There's Sound Vortex with $9.99. Says, thank you for the laughs. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, did I knock out 5 or 10 for the last 10? Because it's 7 apiece. I want to make sure I get that right.
I
believe
remember.
that puts us at 60 for the goal now. Thank you very, very much. And we're right there. We're knocking on the door.
Thanks, guys.
So with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, we're about $60 or 60 or 55, whatever the fuck I just said.
It's close.
$60 away from today's goal. Raider Hawk Media says, I love your channel, guy and gal. Aaron and April, but that's fine.
Thank you.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, all of it good. $60 away for tonight. So about 45 seconds left. We're down to the wire here.
We're so
PayPal,
close.
Streamlabs, or Super Chat. Now it's just holding our breath to see if we get the rest of it. $60 left and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Thank you guys very much. We're damn close anyway. Whether we knock this out tonight or not, you guys got us damn close, and we really do appreciate it. Those memberships, of course, do assist as well. So thank you. All right, 15 seconds left. $60 away from our goal. PayPal, Super Chats. There's $5 from exactly 6 million. Ewell Gibbons with $5. He says for Abreva. Thank you, buddy. And David with another $10. Thank you, David. But you don't need to carry us like that, buddy. We do appreciate it. That means $40 away from tonight's goal, and that means we are doing overtime tonight. We're $40 away, so we do have to hit that 40. But when we hit that 40, or when we hit under 50, it means, hey, we're going to do the 30 minutes, and then at the end of that 30 minutes, we got to make sure we've knocked out that goal. So thank you guys very much. 40 away. If you'd like to contribute, there's all the links. 20 coming in from, got to make sure I do this. Mr. Nobody.
Thank you.
Says, got to give more because I watched Friday's show on Saturday and had me laughing so hard. Friday's
Dude,
show was really funny.
I wanted to tell you, I've gotten so many messages about the black-owned bank that we did.
I wanted to get that to you.
Oh, man.
I wanted to clip that one out itself, but I was so worried about what that might do to our channel.
It's so spicy.
I didn't want to cut it out and never play it again. So it's on Friday's show, but it was very, very funny.
It is a fun listen.
Rusty Grammar with 333 says April should be crowned queen of real media.
Ooh.
Raider Hawk says, I loved your E-Rock interview. Well, we loved having E-Rock on. E-Rock was great.
Yep.
So that's going to put us just 20 away, so we'll for sure knock that out. All right, guys, I got some options for you. I've got... Now, this guy is a Mersh guy, but I saw him on R Cringe yesterday, and I went, maybe we'll do one segment on him, but I feel bad because I feel like I'm encroaching on Mersh territory.
But you just like him?
His name is Jack. His channel is called Cooking with Jack Show. Jack Scalfani or something like that. Well, anyway, Jack does a cooking show on YouTube, but here's the catch. He's a terrible fucking cook.
I'm in. I love anything like botched cooking videos or anything like the buffet shit with Ed and Michelle.
I mean, he's remarkably bad. We'll maybe get to him tonight. But I want to know if the audience wants Tony Michael's Cope stream today.
Okay.
Brendan Schaub's shitty Gorilla Library whiskey ad. And by gorilla, I mean like Geurilla, not like he was wearing a gorilla costume. Yep. I've also got Chad Zumock, a flashback from 9 years ago to a segment that he claims is one of the funniest things he's ever been a part of. So it'll be a kind of a look into what Chad thinks is funny.
So probably not good.
And I've got some Opie tonight. So we've got Jack Scalfani, we've got Tony Michaels, Brendan Schaub, Zumock, and Opie. What do you guys want to do? Let's start the voting right now. King of Clubs starts it off with Tony Michaels. Ryobi says Schaub. Let's see what the rest of them think. They want Jack, Tony,
I like the idea
Schaub.
of Jack.
It's all very close. It's between Schaub and Tony. Bappa, Tony, Opie and Tony Michaels. Schaub, Tony to Spice Salesman. Z-Man, Schaub or Bust. Stickley. Grand Slam of Stupidity, says David Chandler. All right, looks like here's what we'll do. We'll do Tony.
Okay.
We'll do Brendan. And if we have time, we'll do Opie. And we can always move these to tomorrow. So let's go couple Tony and Brendan. There we go. We've got this all set up now. First, guys, I want to play for you. Have you ever heard the intro to Tony Michaels' talk show?
Never.
Tony is one of the most embarrassing guys that's ever existed. Because he's one of these guys who kept finding shit, kept grifting and grifting and grifting until he found something that would finally hit. Like, he's not into politics. He's not like this scholar who went to school and got a political science degree and has been researching and, digs through and knows shit about politics. He's just a loudmouth guy who wants to tell you what to think. And then he throws like fuck and cuck and tries to be edgy. There's nothing worse than a nerd who tries to be the tough nerd. Like, okay, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, and then on the left, guys like Sam Cedar. I don't mind those guys because they're dorks and they don't pretend they're not dorks.
I know.
They're into politics. They're fucking nerds. They're not tough guys. I'm not really into politics. Our show isn't really into politics. We make fun of politics.
Yep.
So we don't, have to sit there and be nerds, although most of the times we are. For God's sake, we showed a trailer from a Fox Searchlight picture tonight. But Tony's one of these guys who knows that political talk is fucking terrible. But he also knows it's for dorks. And he's going to try and cover up the dork part. It's like you have BO, but you're going to throw a bunch of cologne on top of you so you don't stink. He's trying to cover up that politics stink by saying the F word a lot.
Yep.
I want to first play you guys the Tony Michaels intro song. And then we're going to watch some of Tony's show for today because I got news for you. Tony is already in election cope mode. This is from Tony Michaels' House, the subreddit. Join that. They've got a lot of good Tony Michaels stuff up there. It's Tony Michaels' House on Reddit.
Talk about our democracy for a minute. But let's do it in a way that makes the snowflakes' heads explode.
Whoa, you see, he's taking the word snowflakes and he's like, it's these righties who are snowflakes, bro.
This sounds like Johnny Rock if he went political.
Oh, you're right. Me. It's really bad.
Let me be clear before this podcast begins. We are loud, proud, and do not give a fuck.
Whoa, look out, guys. This guy's going to tell you what he thinks about the tax code.
I like the feigning of authority here.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
We don't give a fuck. Whoa, really? Because I watch all these other political guys and they so look like they give a fuck. You're so uncontrollable. You're dangerous, Tony. Tony's only dangerous if he's selling your kids K2.
That's true. You might die.
This is the Tony Michaels Podcast.
Really?
Real and raw political and social commentary. The freedom to oppress the rights of other people is not liberty, you shit-eating moron.
Oh, you shit-eating moron.
Oh, you got us, though.
Doesn't this make you feel real welcome to come into a show? Like you're just called a shit-eating moron and you're told the host doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's my angry dad yelling at me or something.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of projection in here.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, the smell of freedom of speech. This is the Tony Michaels Podcast. And this...
No, that's spice. That's not freedom of speech. That's the drugs that you were selling. You left some in one of your Mondo homes.
Oh, no.
Is the shed salesman and K2 salesman really going to tell us how to live politically?
Either way, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
The Tony Michaels Podcast. And this is Tony Michaels. Hey, Tony. Fuck 'em.
Whoa! Fuck 'em. That's his big catchphrase, by the way.
This is a really long intro. It felt slow.
It's actually only 50 seconds. It only feels long because it's really bad.
That did feel like a long time.
All right, so I got some timestamps here. This guy's really embarrassing. If you've never seen Tony do politics before, he's got a hat on with his catchphrase. His catchphrase is fuck 'em. And by the way, when you're talking about, like, look, there are times where, like, fuck them and, the F word is, like, really something. Like, if you're doing comedy or if you're arguing with your friends about sports. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you're digging into serious political issues of the day, usually the guy saying fuck them is wrong.
That makes you sound kind of like a redneck that nobody wants to listen to.
Right. Like, if the Democrats wanted to say, no, this dipshit is controlled opposition, like the Republicans are paying him to make the Democrats look stupid, I'd be like, okay, that's interesting. Because he does look like he's reading talking points from the back of, like, a kid's Denny's menu.
Yes.
And
absolutely, yes.
Then adding the F word in there. Let's watch some of Tony Michaels. Guys, like I said, Tony is already coping about the election a day early.
Buddy, it's not here yet.
No.
They really did do a marvelous job in 2020. And they're doing even a better marvelous job. here in 2022. And I hope that the fruits of their labor are seen, that yes, you can participate in policy and politics and elections in this country, and it makes a difference. It really does.
He looks like a guy holding back tears already.
This is a little weird. He does seem like he's trying to talk himself out of like an inevitable fate.
Right. He's talking about Zoomers, by the way, in this clip. He's like, Generation Z, they're good, man. I like Generation Z. I guarantee once those results come in, fuck you, Generation Z, for not showing up. Fuck you, you pieces of shit.
It's whoever's convenience at the time.
Yeah.
No, you may not see the bad after the election. I'll give you a scenario. Let's say Democrats take the House. They take more in the Senate. They take some crucial governor's races, and all those policies get turned around. And the fear of these fascists doing what they want, like demonizing LGBTQ people.
Oh my God.
They just don't want their kids to be convinced that they're another gender and be put into like gender therapy at school without their parents being told. That's all they want.
They just want to
They would like to be clued into what's going on with, their fucking child.
They just want to parent their kid.
Yes.
That's it.
Banning books. Passing laws to take away rights from women.
Nobody's banning books, Tony. What you're talking about is school libraries in middle schools and elementary schools not having books that depict gay sex in them.
Like explicit shit.
Nobody's banning these books, Tony. You can still get them at Barnes & Noble and whatever fetish shop you want to shop at. They're just saying, maybe not. It's like saying, we're not going to sell booze at an elementary school football game. And you're like, oh, what are they banning booze, these libtards? No, they're just saying, how about not at the kids' game? That's all, Tony. You fucking idiot. Again, he reads this shit off a Denny's napkin.
Greg Abbott down at the border using states' money as a staged bullshit thing for fentanyl at the border, which Kevin McCarthy's talking about this morning. It's so ridiculous.
Fentanyl at the border, Tony, that would put you in great business, wouldn't it? Well,
is it bullshit, though? Fentanyl's a huge problem right now.
No, fentanyl is coming across the border in record numbers, Tony. It's not good.
Can I tell you something tragic I heard in the car tonight?
Oh, what's that?
The oldest stopped to tell me something she heard about Halloween candy. She said that there's rumors going around her school that she needs to watch out for like Smarties and shit because people are replacing them for drugs.
No.
So not only is that probably not true, but the kids are hearing about it.
That's the new razor blade in the apples that we heard as kids.
Isn't that shitty, though?
It never happened.
I told her that. I'm like, that doesn't ever happen, of course.
And you can't tell the 8-year-old why, because if you tell the 8-year-old why, you have to tell the 8-year-old, look, nobody's got fucking fentanyl is putting it in your Halloween candy. They're keeping that shit and selling it.
I thought the tragic thing was, though, that instead of enjoying your Halloween candy, you're hearing that.
That's always been around, though. It was around when we were kids.
I don't remember that.
Talked about it with Texas Paul. It's all fucking lies, and the media just doesn't know how to fucking ask questions.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous, but...
So again, he's being hopeful in this clip, like, yeah, Generation Z, they can do it. And meanwhile, he's like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit, and they're not doing the right thing. So he's like projecting strength while coping at the same time. He's fascinating to me.
It is where we're at. But Gen Z is going to deliver. And again, I want to give them credit here. Because the younger vote is always the segment of the Democratic vote that generally is the most enthused, but doesn't actually act at the ballot, but they are.
What?
Who are you trying
they
to?
Are.
Who are you trying to convince?
The first time in a long time, they're very active at the ballot.
Who are you trying to convince, buddy?
And I believe it's because they have their whole lives in front of them, and they see what these Republicans want. They believe they believe them.
Okay, so the first clip I wanted to play for you there was him trying to talk himself into that they're not going to get their ass kicked tomorrow.
Yeah, something is definitely going wrong with him right now.
Then we have the 23-minute mark. And this one's another meltdown that he's having. He's still in the middle of coping with guys, you haven't even lost yet. This is how you're going to behave when you haven't even lost the election yet?
How fun is Wednesday going to be?
Oh my God, it's going to be a nightmare for these people.
About these sons of bitches.
Oh.
Yes, it's real. It is strong. And we are a democracy. And we are the people.
Good one.
And there are more of us than there fucking are of these fascists. Way more of us.
You tell him, Tony.
Yeah, fuck them.
There's some that still consider themselves Republican by holding their nose.
Oh.
Talk.
I thought you paused it.
Fucking speak. No.
I fucking looked at you like, what are you doing, Tardo?
We can do this.
Come on.
We can do this.
All you have to do is lean in and engage in your democracy. And you can't stop after tomorrow. But right now, tomorrow, the election day, is the only...
This man is panicking.
I'm really...
This man is in a full-fledged panic. You see why I tell you guys not to...
I feel weird.
See why I tell you guys not to take politics too seriously? You end up like this fucking guy.
Makes you sick.
You're panicking. He's losing his mind over the fucking election. Dude, you got to pick a lane. You either got to admit that it's going to be bad and you got to start preparing yourself for it, or you just got to go full-blown delusional that you're going to lose. You can't do this rah-rah shit. You're going to drive yourself nuts.
The only subject that matters. So, like I've been saying, make sure you know either you've already early voted or you know where you're going to vote. You've made your plan. Now, I've got my plan. You make your plan.
Sob, masturbate with a cheeseburger, and then maybe get out and vote.
Ugh.
And if you've already voted and you know your vote is cast, find those 3 people to encourage.
He's literally Ponzi scheming the election.
What in the hell?
He's so nervous about a loss that he's like, you tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. He's literally multi-level marketing his way to an election victory. Is this how the spice trade worked, Tony?
Maybe.
Or Michael, whatever you're going by now?
Like the hierarchies and stuff and passing down.
Find them. Once you find those 3 people to encourage and encourage them to find 3 other people, go find 3 more. It's not.
He's literally panicking about this election so hard. He's trying to Ponzi scheme people into the vote. Oh, is he the best? I love
that guy's,
Tony.
He's not going to be okay.
No, he's in trouble.
How does he handle any presidential election?
I've got one more Tony clip for you that you're really going to love. He starts talking about tampons.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he seems like the guy to go to.
He's going to talk about tampons. The man's losing it.
I feel like I need to learn.
Thank you to Zero Dark Tony. He says, let me remind everyone, he is not a real Tony. This has been a public service announcement. You're right. His name is Michael Sosnowski.
Or is it Anthony Sosnowski?
It's, or Anthony Sosnowski. I can't remember which one it is.
It's both, actually.
Oh. Yeah, please. Yeah. Someone saying, did Corey shave and switch sides? Please register your pets, says Sound Vortex. All right, $15 away from our goal. Thank you guys very much. If you feel like chipping in, 3 of you with a couple of $5 there on Streamlabs or PayPal, we'll knock this thing out. We appreciate that, folks. Let's go to one more little clip here from Tony, and then we'll try to get to something else. 42 minutes in, he starts talking about tampons. Fucking Tony Michaels.
Why would you talk about tampons?
And that's okay. It's okay that men don't know how tampons work. That's what I call them. Tampons.
Get it? He has a funny word for tampons. He says tampons.
He got that from a fucking movie.
Oh, did he really?
He got that from the fucking Jason Sudeikis is moving weed in the RV.
Oh, not Road Trip.
I don't know either.
The one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
As the stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know the couple that they end up doing
meet
shit
the
with?
Millers.
We're the Millers.
We're the
Millers. He got it from there because like the fucked up lady who wants to grab Jennifer's tits.
Yeah.
She says it. She calls
says
them that.
tampons?
He
So
absolutely
he's
got it
stealing
from
that from a hack
movie.
movie.
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay, dudes. It's all right that you don't know how tampons work. I don't know.
You shouldn't have to say that.
That is not something you admit, bro.
Not only that, but he doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to talk about it.
But everybody knows how tampons work.
We covered it at length last
You've got
week.
a bloody snatch. You've got a thing that's in a thing. You put the thing in the thing, and then the thing goes in, and you got a string at the end, and it soaks up all the sinewy, clotty blood. There you go. Tampons. There you go, Tony. You learned something. You went to health class, you fucking virgin.
Never used one.
I don't even know what a vagina looks like.
Dude, he shouldn't have to sit here and say he's never used one. This is bothering the fuck out of me.
But here's the thing, dude.
Oh.
You shouldn't be telling someone what to do when you don't even know how that motherfucker works. You shouldn't be telling them what to do. And this video makes it very clear about how men don't even know how tampons work. So they shouldn't be telling women what to do with their fucking bodies.
Right. So here's the logic that Tony Michaels is so brilliant with. And like I said, I'm not really one way or the other on abortion, but if you don't exactly know how a tampon works, you shouldn't then advocate for the rights of the unborn.
If you don't know how tampons work, you don't get to talk about abortion.
Tony is one of these dumb fucks who thinks that pro-life people are arguing the same point he is. No, they're not arguing about a woman's right to choose. It doesn't even get that far with pro-life people, Tony. They're only worried about the child that's in her womb. They don't really give a fuck about her body. You guys keep framing this as, oh, they're against a woman's right to choose. Bro, you've got to meet these pro-life people. They're not even thinking about that. They're obsessed with the baby. That's it. So you keep going, you don't know how a tampon works, which, Tony, I think you're the only one in the room who doesn't. I mean, who knows where a clit... Tony's that guy who, like, says
shit. He can't find the clit.
He says shit that he thinks is, like, a common thing. He's like the 40-year-old virgin where he says, you know, her breast feels like a bag of sand. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That is him.
That's Tony Michaels. Like, isn't it weird? Like, I don't know where the clit is. Nobody knows where the clit is. It's like... But I mean, Tony, when we're teenagers, we start feeling and licking around, and when they go, woo, we're like, oh, there you go. There you go. I found it. And then the rest of your life, you just go, all right, if things are going bad, go to that spot. That's where we go to.
They're great videos. Have you seen these videos? These bro versus bro, Gabe Sanchez. Have you seen these new videos?
So watch his co-host now, who has the charisma of a dying tomato. Watch him.
Stewed tomato.
He's even going to inappropriate with the abortion talk.
Too soon.
Watch him even call out Tony Michaels for what a loser he is.
Yeah, I have, and they're pretty.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're great because I think obviously majority of men. The point being, men don't know about women. So if you can't answer basic questions,
you can't advocate that a child.
Why are you in charge of making the decisions for those women about their bodies, right?
Everyone's talking in the chat here. They apparently don't like how I say tampon. It's a tampon.
Whoever calls it tampon?
It's a tampon.
It's tampon.
Well, see, this shows how much I know. This shows how much I should be regulating women's bodies. Anyone who looks like...
First of all, his fake radio voice is troubling. But second of all, I have a great way to describe this program, the Tony Michaels Show.
Gay.
Okay, that may be a better one.
Can we start there?
Devoid of charm.
Virgins.
Virgins is another good one. There's no charm. Like, there's a guy smiling and saying words. First of all, he's got a hat on that says fuck him. He's angrily ranting about politics. And then every so often he'll crack a smile. It's like, dude, you're not an enjoyable guy.
No.
Like, you're not a charismatic. He thinks he's like the Pied Piper of liberal politics on the internet. He's a goof.
He says a well-known word kind of goofy, and he thinks he's doing something.
Ooh. That Tony Michaels, boy. He is a piece of shit.
Unbearable.
I mean, this is a guy who did allegedly, or it's a matter of record, did time for selling K2.
Can you imagine?
And then when he got out, a few days later, he starts his Mondo Homes, and now he's doing a podcast. I got an idea for you, Tony. How about if you can't stay on the right side of federal drug laws, you don't tell other people how to behave?
How does a drug deal go down if you're buying from him? How does it sound?
Oh, you got to get lectured on Roe v. Wade while he does it. I don't know. Technically about $5 away from our goal, but I mean, we're pretty much there.
We're there.
Thank you very much to Mr. Nobody for a $4.99. Says tampons are an old wooden ship that was used in the Civil War era, right? Yeah, about.
Yes.
That's about it.
You just shove it right up there.
$9.99 from John Meyer says for sitting through and listening to that Tony Michaels horse pucky. That's
horse pucky.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. But yeah, I love this. The audacity of this guy to tell other people how they should live, how they should vote, how their politics should be. Fuck them, you piece of shit, fucking snowflake, fuck you. Motherfucker, you can't even keep yourself out of trouble with the feds for selling K2 and Spice a handful of years ago. So let's stop pretending that you're all of a sudden this beacon of virtue that's going to tell people how they should live this election. I can't wait to watch his meltdown on Wednesday.
Well, same here, but are you saying that he is not your moral compass?
No, I'm sorry.
Shit.
He's just not. I've got one more for you guys here that we can knock out. We did the Tony Michaels thing. I've got Brendan Schaub and his Tiger Thick whiskey. Speaking of devoid of charm, here's Brendan.
Brendan, I've been looking for you everywhere. What are you doing?
Hold on a second. Now, first of all, that voice you just heard before we rewind it back is the big gay lion himself, Mark Harley.
Can't stand him.
Brendan has one lackey left who will actually follow him, and it's this Mark Harley. And God bless Mark Harley because he is a loyal puppy.
Yep.
I mean, he will follow Brendan into the gates of hell, mostly because he's just really big and stupid.
And nobody else wants him.
And a gay lion. But he films, Brendan Schaub basically went into this library and Big Gay Lion started filming him. And you know how I said that the Tony Michaels show is devoid of charm?
Yes.
There are people who could do a concept like this. Right Guard Deodorant used to do commercials like this.
Okay.
But when you have no charm, it just looks terrible. And here's Brendan pitching his Tiger Thick whiskey.
Brendan, I've been looking for you everywhere. What are you doing drinking in the library? Shh.
Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, is this shocking to you, Mark? That this quote-unquote meathead likes to get a mental workout as well?
It's not even about
that. Well, I'm wet. How about you?
Yeah. From ass sweat, from stress, from this being not funny.
It's all stress sweat.
that. It's noon and you're drinking Tiger Thick whiskey.
Yeah, dude, it is noon. It's noon. It's early for people like you. Oh, you're an alcoholic. No, I'm not, dude. It's 9 p.m. in Calcutta, India.
I don't even think that's true.
Okay. Well, it turns out...
Well, these two really don't believe in letting things breathe, do they? I mean, they're just right on top of each other, one after the other with their lines.
This is
It's
exhausting.
9 in Calcutta, India. I don't even think that's true. Oh, well, it might be somewhere. Guys, even if it were funny, which it isn't, you got to give it a second, guys.
Slow down.
Slow down, Brendan. I know you're new to comedy, but for a guy with 2 specials under his belt, as Jay Leno said, if you think you're going too slow, slow down.
That Shakespeare and Tiger Thick go hand in hand. Don't be preposterous.
I don't even think that's Shakespeare.
Don't be preposterous.
He just tried to do a big word as a funny thing in his ad, and he fucked up the big word.
You stop it. Don't be preposterous. I love him. I'm in love with him.
He's the man. I don't ever want him to go anywhere. I don't want any. If anyone fought to get Brendan canceled, I'd fight 3 times as hard to save him. I don't want Brendan going anywhere. And I don't want him leaning into this. If he's doing fine, he's got his rich parents, and he's made enough money, let all of these people exist. Let them do their shows. Let them have their fun. I'll sit here from my little treehouse and shoot little spitballs at him. Nobody's getting hurt. It's all in good fun. Look, I get to show him by being funnier and picking on him and making fun of him. He gets to show me by having way more money than I'll ever have and being more successful at this. Everybody wins.
It's true.
Well, it turns out that Shakespeare and Tiger Thick go hand in hand. Don't be preposterous.
The Schaubisms never cease to be funny.
It would be fine if it were just on his show because we know he's a big dumb animal. But this is him trying to actually use a quote-unquote big word, which preposterous is not a big word.
No.
It's big syllable-wise, but like every basic bitch knows preposterous.
You know he can't go past 3 syllables.
Oh,
who did this to him?
Preposterous.
That was 4.
Preposterous. That's true. Yeah, he can't go past 3.
That Shakespeare and Tiger Thick go hand in hand. Don't be preposterous.
I don't even think that's Shakespeare, Brendan.
Oh, shit.
Was that it?
That's the whole ad for Tiger Thick.
Well, I'm buying a bottle. How about you?
Preposterous. Hey, guys, I got a great idea. I'm going to make an ad for my whiskey, and I'm going to pretend I'm this intellectual, and I'm reading in the library enjoying Tiger Thick, and the whole joke is you can be cultured and also drink Tiger Thick.
quiet
They're
library.
basically copying the right guard commercials where they use big words and talk about being anything less would be uncivilized. That's the whole tagline of the right guard ad. And he goes preposterous.
And Mark doesn't ever correct him. They could have totally refilmed this. It was quick.
And not only that, Brendan, he's got this built-in excuse. If people call him out for it, he'd be like, "Oh, guys, it was clearly part of the bit." No. You were trying to do I'm a sophisticated man thing, and you can't speak properly. That's what it is, buddy.
Well, now the dictionary's changed the word to preposterous, actually.
Oh, preposterous. Oh, God damn it. Well, Brendan got us again. Well, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you very much for knocking out that goal tonight and putting us. We put it right on it tonight, right at the goal.
Thank you, guys.
We really do appreciate that. Tomorrow night, it'll be 260 again. We're never going back to 300, which is great. 260. We've been able to. We're 12% of our way to eliminating goals forever on this show, which is really, really cool. And we added a handful of members tonight, so.
Yes, sir. It's a good thing.
Basically, December 1st, we recalculate it, see how much more we can take off. We thank you guys very much. Tomorrow night, we'll be here. If we knock the goal out, you guys are really getting bang for your buck. We're doing another 2 to 3 hours of election coverage if we knock that out. So, April, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to the rest of you, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central Time.